The good thing about the Valentina here is you still have the option to read the last two picks of TL. Yeah. If they decide not to put Sora into the gold lane, you can flex around, right? You can leave Valentina as your mid and pick something else up. So I think picking it up here now leaves them a little bit more options coming into the second phase.
Gentlemen, right now I'm looking at the roamers, Keyboy as well as JP. Their primary heroes are still up. We still have the Joe, we still have the Hilda. But we also got to talk about the Khalid, the high loss, and even Gata. Gata hasn't been picked up so much, but still, especially that Khalid. I feel like Khalid is something that both teams are thinking about.
Yeah, I think that for Team Liquid, they're more likely to pick up the Khalid than for onic, especially because they want to preemptively, kind of counter the Hilda. But at the same time, you don't want to give a good ultimate to Valentina anymore. Of course, you've already given the Sora ultimate as well as the Pharsa ultimate, but if you give something like a Khalid, it will give so much options for Suns. One of the best Valentina users that we've seen all throughout the history of MLBB. Another good ultimate to steal.
So TLPH needing to pick these two bans here. You guys mentioned the Kadita earlier as a pickup for onic. I know it's like a fallback pick for Sans, but it hasn't performing for just about any teams at this point. And yes, it's supposed to work good against the Pharsa, but I think TLPH has that card checked at this point. And onic needs to, dig a little deeper than just comfort with Kadita or something of that nature.
Yeah. And I guess the predicament that onic have put themselves in is, if they do pick up the Keyboy hero 4th pick, Red 4, that means the Team Liquid can easily adjust. But then if you pick up maybe the the Lutpi hero or the Skylar hero on 4th pick, you also reveal so much, so you get countered heavily. That's why I feel like the blue pick is the blue side. I mean, is just so good and so flexible.
We're not gonna feel like the Cho. What do you guys feel about the Cho for onic?
For onic, it will be countered by a high loss. That's what I'm saying. Like everything could be good for onic. I mean, there's so many options for them, but at the same time, they can be answered by Team Liquid. But yeah, Cho could be good for onic. They take it away from Team Liquid. Team Liquid will have eventually have answers to that though.
I think at this point, honestly, I know that the Valentina does well against Sora in the goal. Oh no matter what this because you already have CC. CC's got to go to gold, right?
Yep.
I mean, essentially, so we know the Valentina's in mid. You just pick up EXP lane at this point.
I mean, they can still flex it.
Yeah.
They can still kind of flex it, put CC in EXP Valen Go, but again, just like Wolf said, you kind of have to pick Keyboy's heroes 4th if you do want to move it around. If you show either side lane, that's it. We're locked in. Valentina has to go mid. So I feel like this 4th pick from onic is going to be one of the more important picks in their entire draft.
I'd rather them go for a Hilda than a Cho, but a Cho for Keyboy with the Valentina on Suns that can copy the Pharsa ultimate to be good. It is indeed going to be the Hilda. And you take that away from Team Liquid because this is a hero that doesn't have many answers, apart from a Khalid, for example.
And this is a hero that could still possibly be flexed.
That's right.
Yep.
So it leaves themselves open as well for this final pick, depending on what TL picks up here. Now, they're pretty simple, straightforward, rounded out. For Rome, what do we think we're looking at? You mentioned Hylos earlier?
Yeah. Oh, they pick up the Cho. This is interesting, and they heal the answer. I think onic are okay with this, the picks coming up from Team Liquid, in all honesty. They can really just use this Hilda as a sandbag for the Cho. Esmeralda is not that big of a threat if it's just the Hilda, especially because they have this CC. Now, they cannot go for a Harith. Maybe a Granger could be good for onic in this scenario. Overall, it's a good hero to have. They go Alice instead.
Okay, so it looks like this is going to be Alice EXP, which again is one of the Luppi standout hero against Alter Ego. So right now, Trex looking at draft coming in from both teams. How do you feel about the draft overall?
I mean, overall, onic trying to pull off what SRG did to TLPH in the Swiss round with a heavy fighter dive composition, the CC, the Hilda, things of that nature. If they're going to be able to pull it off, it is a big question. The lineup rating skews heavily into onic's favor right now. But like I said earlier, with so many fighters in the meta right now, so many weird offlane picks, I think it has trouble. I think the AI has a little trouble reading.
Thank you very much, Wolf, as well as Trex. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is champions versus champions in an elimination match. We're going to be throwing it over to the casters. It's your turn.
5 seconds till
Thank you so much
enemy
to
reaches
the
battlefield.
panel here. And once
Smash
again,
them.
everyone, welcome to the land of dawn. It's a crucial match between the champions, one of Philippines and one of Indonesia,
Welcome
to
to
take
Mobile
us through. It's me,
Legends.
Nice, joined on the desk with Leo and Mirko to bring you the action of this best-of-5 elimination match here in the MS7 World Championship. Boys, the panel shared their sentiments on this draft. I have to agree with Tregs, man. I think the AI gets a little skewed sometimes because, man, those lineup ratings.
That, and they may be blinded by the aggression that onic could potentially bring out. You're looking at a very strong mid lane, Valentina and Hilda. And you're seeing here, Team Liquid is answering back. They essentially held the line.
That they did.
Yeah.
And at this point, I really am wondering what the matchup's going to be like, right? Because we
Yeah.
haven't really seen too many Alice versus Sora matchups. The fact that they ended up flexing this Valentina into mid so far is kind of crazy.
Part of this, too, as we look at the emblems here, this Sora in the hands of Sanford will be going with that concussive blast. I know we've seen a whole lot of gold lane Sora so far through this. Oh, early poking?
Yeah.
Keyboy should be fine. All right, Keyboy is able to get out of there. But yeah, the Sora has been such a priority so far, alongside the Leomord, especially here in the knockouts. You know, we've seen that, but again, gold lane Sora works a little bit different, temporal rain there, but this tankiness that we see from Sanford, we've seen this a couple times, even through the Swiss stages, and it provides a good amount of crowd control, takes some of that responsibility away from JP needing to constantly kind of be there, and opens up that window for him to go and hopefully find the right target acquisition with the Cho. We've seen Cho, I think even based on the win rate, what is it, around the 50% mark, I think.
It's definitely a very reliable hero in the Swiss, in the knockouts, and was almost single-handedly responsible for SRG's comeback win last night. That's why they're sitting in the upper bracket. See here, JP jumping in between two.
Yeah. Getting some good damage over on Kyrie, forcing regen. Both really setting up for Turtle number 1.
All right, Turtle 1's up. Again, Dangerous Grass being a part of this whole dance when it comes to the objectives here. You're going to see the team get into position. Pretty much everyone going to join this fight. Half health already on the Turtle.
Yep, JP going to be taken very low. That's going to be thrown a ruin. Carl still winning out to Retribution. It's in the back line. It's Sans with a sword. Actually, just an assassination. Oh, but it's the same. Both Sora ults taking a kill, but now it's going to be Keyboy who jumps in on Sanford with the help of Lutpi. That's 2-1.
40 in too deep. Had to use the flicker as well. 2 for 1. onic happy with the returns on that. Up by about 500 gold here. 2.5 minutes into game number 1. And what do? When you get this kind of advantage, you dive deeper, you take away a little bit of the jungle. Farthered airstrike by Sanji.
Carl wants more, gets shot down by the arrow, but Lutpi is taking a bit of damage now as Carl goes over to Phantom Execution now with a puncture as well. Doesn't go for the Thorn Road just yet as Keyboy is able to walk away, baiting a few more abilities, but it's Sanford who takes the kill.
Good pickup, man. Just a whole lot of trades going here already early on. Even after the objective was secured by TL, they still go ahead and battle it out. This is pretty much what I feel like we can expect here throughout the knockouts, of course, and already in this kind of matchup. Hopefully we get 5 games of this kind of back and forth to see which champion will come out on top of it. But now, as we look into exactly what's going to be happening here throughout this game 1 already, you know, pace is showing, and I think one thing for sure that onic from Indonesia needs to be able to do is match the pace that's being set up by TL. A lot of this comes down to even the usage of that feathered airstrike. We have seen this constantly throughout M7, setting it up, and then that's why Sans works well with the Valentina here.
We literally saw it just a minute ago when Sans was behind maybe a step or two, and he clicked it, he grabbed it, but there was no one there left. And what this is saying for all of us is 4 minutes in, it's a game of inches. Whoever can turn that inch into a foot, into a mile, will definitely run away with the game. 500 gold is what Team Liquid is playing with. 10 seconds until this turtle spawns. And I can tell you now, the cavalry is in a better spot. onic ID, currently they're suffering 2-step syndrome. They need 2 steps to be able to get a good foundation on fights.
Yeah.
While Liquid, all they got to do is just get a good kick, and Carl just commit.
Yeah, that seems to be the case here. Anytime a Cho is on a composition, you can see Sans holding on this time to the Sora ultimate.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this play up top.
Tank up top, Auto Shocker lands. Oh, it's going to be caught by the curtain call as well. As Keyboy picks up the kill, as JP's able to find a way to drag it over to Skylar for the ruin.
Skylar gets away! And now they change targets on a Sanford. Going into Thunder Form, finds Keyboy!
Sanford will fall as well, though. Sans gets the pick, and now it's onic who move on to Turtle. Carl holding this angle. It's going to be LutP trying to zone him away, but still, he has the punctures, the free resets. LutP is going to zone him away entirely into the mid wave, so it will be free for onic ID.
Oh man, a fight, and even a feather airstrike drop down.
Oh, the chef wants more! He finds Kyrie!
As I was saying, there's trades everywhere. You don't take anything for free in this game of one, it seems like. And so they go for a trade, but still, nonetheless. Oh, whoa!
Big JP on JP. Now Sanford wants to go in, goes on a Sun. A desperate feather airstrike earlier to try to deal more damage before he dies.
Leo,
He wasn't done.
he wasn't done, man.
He wasn't done.
I'm looking at you here because I just feel like we have seen the teams and the players from the Philippines really adapt to this more hectic, chaotic, brawly play style.
Oh, yeah.
I love it, man. Oh, what? As I say it, Skylar falls.
Yep. Welcome to Indonesia.
It's something in the food, man. I don't know. It makes it
spice,
It's
bro.
the spice. They brought it to the game as well. And it's working. I mean, look at this. They built up a small lead up to this point.
And this is what Liquid revel in. They enjoy the fact that they can keep fighting, and all the more the reason why is because onic ID's not ready to fight just yet. I'm looking at Kyrie, he's a scaling jungler. I'm looking at Skylar. Yes, you are a CC, you're a fighter, quote unquote. But compared to an Esmeralda that's just happy to peel, you kind of need to clap back, and they find the kick!
Way the dragon, into feather airstrike, and everything in the kitchen sink thrown at Keyboy.
That's that choke play we're talking about, man. Every single time he's up, that kick is available. Oh, okay. He's gonna get out of there, right?
Yep.
Is holding him back, yeah.
Got about half dozen dashes on this Thunder form, he's fine.
It's
What a hero.
there's a reason why this Sora does keep getting picked. He's gonna get chased down. Whoa, okay, at least, again, I said it before, you don't get anything for free, but here comes JP.
The Traceless out of G Kundo. Oheb was holding on to the falling star move, just uses it onto the wave, gets prio, and now they move to Turtle. But LutP is going to be caught by the airstrike. Now to G Kundo as well, away the dragon. LutP pinned down, but there's not enough damage to take him out. And Stone Ruin will react in time for Sanford and Sanji. But now JP getting bombed.
The father has fallen, and now in Thunder form, Sanford looking to deal a lot of damage.
Whoa!
The T-Boy, oh, have fight Sans dancing around him.
The Filipino sniper on an Esmeralda as Carl Teasy gets a free turtle up top, now rotates into the purple buff and takes it away from Kai, but he wants more, jumps onto Keyboy. Not enough.
Pote is guilty of Grand Theft Purple. Again, a game of inches. That start was, whoa, wait. Skylar?
Oh.
Let's find out, that's 4 members!
All alone, there's no way you can survive that. Oheb on a killing spree now.
Man, oh man, I feel like we're watching 4 different games or 1v1s go on and break out throughout this game. Neither team wanting to let up just yet, too, up here up top.
Traceless out of the way of the dragon, but now it's going to be Carl with the Phantom Execution and a Thorn Rose. Great Traceless again, but again, it's going to be Kai caught in the bad spot. As you see Carl rotate him over, it's LutP who gets the blink in time.
Okay, so they go, they make it happen, they'll find a pickup, minus everything that's been happening here in the past minute or two. All these constant fights will lead us nearly to that lore in about a minute. They want to start to open up the map at this point, take down this tier 1 turret. That's exactly what TL wants to do. Can onic hold on to this turret?
That's a good question. Sanford walking up, able to go for the CC, but it's only onto LutP now as he dashes out again. And look at JP.
That's what you get with a Cho pick in the hands of Team Liquid's Patriarch.
On dangerous grass.
On dangerous grass, again, there's very little he needs to do to get in there. And just to call back the kill that Kyrie suffered up top, that rarely happens to the Sky King. Sanji's fine here. The Gleam, LutP did fully commit. And now Oheb is in a position with, 2 items. Oh, the king onto Sans!
All in on Sans. Oheb picks up the kill. LutP is a bit late to react now. Gets shot from the skies by Sanford. And man, you can really start to feel that damage.
What a kick again from JP. He has been a menace on this side of the jungle of onic, and right now they're going to go ahead and work to take the purple buff as well from Kyrie. Still go for the tier 1.
Oh, look, he gets the blade, but he gets disintegrated before he can tap the second part of it. That's a free turret in the mid lane, and Kai can only get a trade up top with a tier 1.
Team Liquid make a beeline for the Lord. Massive conversions. onic ID not down and out just yet. There are still trades happening. for the defending champions of Indonesia on home soil. They are suffering quite the losses in the opener of this best of 5, and now they're gonna commit even more atrocities in the jungle.
This is what you gotta do, man. You gotta continue to pull pressure where you can, and they'll do exactly that. Kyrie, no buff, no orange buff, no purple buff either, and you expect JP to pretty much just live on this side of the jungle of onic. So they have a Lord approaching, they've got to defend.
Leo, usually when we talk about these Grand Theft purples, it's sneaky with it, you know? It's kind of like a sneaky heist, but they're just going in. They're in front of their faces, they're stealing it.
This is blatant thievery, is what's happening. Highway robbery, in your face. I know you know, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Sanford checking range in the back. JP just crossing straight up. He's honest about it. Feathered airstrike.
Up and Mama Shocker there. Carl's easy walking up against Skyler, trying to survive. Flickers out to safety. Now they're throwing a ruin into the Flicker defensively. Carl gets the kill. It's a big double for the GOAT.
How many times have we seen a Carl TZ on this Lancelot, or Lancelot on Carl TZ, man?
He is him.
He is him. He's able to follow through with whatever JP sets up for them. They get these shields down. Lord is still up. It's got to be worked with. Sanford's low. He goes back. But I think that's all TL wanted. They ballooned their gold lead even further, almost 8,000 gold ahead, and they're nearing these base turrets to fall in the base of onic here.
Wait a second.
They're gonna fight?
Points armor on 2, Carl's easy in the back, Phantom Execution, and the Thorn rolls down with the help of Skyler! Like Skyler taken out by Oheb, who's unstoppable.
Team Liquid, up now 8,000 gold. The reason why they're going fast and picking fights and stealing everything away from onic is I believe they know that they're on a timer. With no marksmen and no quote-unquote generic hitters, typical for taking objectives, they know that their time is limited, especially in the face of Lutfi. Lutfi showed signs of life by holding out, and now by pushing this bottom lane inhibitor, they jump in, Oheb!
2-man falling Star Moon, Carl, Phantom Execution backwards. He knows. I think a couple of times we've seen Team Liquid actually get overconfident through the Swiss stage, even in day 1 of play-ins. So they've learned from that. They've corrected their errors.
I like that they've corrected their errors and they learned from it, but at the same time, you see them pressuring in a way that's like, hey, will they fight us or not? You know, and onic is deciding not to, which is the best option because you can see between the items here how much work and ground it needs to be covered by onic. They're almost 10,000 behind. We have seen games and teams turn around before, but this is tough, Leo.
9,000 between them, but you're looking at the deficit that onic is suffering. It's not like they're looking at the same currency. Liquid is counting gold. onic, bronze, coins.
Yeah.
It's a quick winner crown from Sanford. He's really going to be looking for the set and instantly for the freeze, so no one can target him down.
So I'm saying, man, you see the Sora going in the XP laner's hands. You know they're going to go ahead and try to utilize that crowd control, which works best for more of a tankier build as Sora than what we usually see. You can see him picks up the Radiant Armor now too. He's quite stacked up defensively. Even Carl TZ building him. This should just be a free Lord for them.
I would say this is still a hybrid Sora for Sanford. You see how lethal his Thunder form is, especially when he finds Kyrie alone, even Sans. So with that said, they can just take this slow. Again, this could be the final Lord if Liquid gets this right.
Yeah, even if it's not the final Lord, I think it's guaranteed one more base turret.
Yeah.
Best case scenario for Team Liquid, it's an N. But even then, I think 2 base turrets isn't even a stretch. onic don't have the best clear.
This is why you see Sans take the Feathered Airstrike, because they got to rely on that and somehow stop this push in. There's a forced fight.
Way to drag it onto Keyboy. The point summoned as well, and that's the Sora looking for the big set. Won't be able to find it just yet as Lutfi still able to survive, but the Winter Crown is there for him to survive. Lutfi taken out. It's a fadeaway kill from Sanji.
And that's 2 taken out from the Sky King's ranks as Liquid waits for that Lord down bottom, pressuring mid, pressuring top. This is gonna be a defense that could be their last.
This is tough to deal with. You're down 2 members for a little bit longer. Gonna work on the base. There they go, Sanford.
Yep. 3 members down, or just 3 members alive rather. Sans taking a shot at the Feather Airstrike on the point. Starmoon cocking him in place. That's gonna be, oh my goodness, the way the dragon. He loses the immortality. Carl in the back, able to find a Thorn Rose. They still have the Lord to play with as Keyboy tries to zone the back of Sans. In a desperate attempt to save the game, stole away to Phantom Execution. Last base turret up top gonna be falling as well, and onic now are stripped down to just the crystal.
And with that, they expose the base of onic. Off that Lord, it looks like they're doing exactly that, playing the discipline route for TL, even up 12,000 gold. they'll just go ahead and stick to the foundations here, taking down the base turrets and reset.
To put it into context, onic ID are playing with less than a full deck. Already, a Hilda that can't get the brushes, that can't get the grass, is gimped. You are literally
It's just
playing
grass.
with a fractured hero here. And Kyrie isn't, well, sure, he did get the big tree items, right?
Yeah.
But moving from there, he can't even get a good position because no one's going to peel, no one's going to set. Lutpi dies like 3 seconds into a fight with Team Liquid, and here they go!
AP again with a way to drag it over a Keyblade, but Suns gets caught by Sanji! Throwing a ruin to the blinker, able to find two, but that's it!
There you go, Lutpi gleams on out, the kick, and the knock-up, Kyrie falls! Skylar gonna come up next, buy in time, Hef gets two!
A big double, and now it's just Lutpi and Keyboy. Can they defend? No, they cannot. Lutpi trying to hold out the waves. About an execution from Carl. Lutpi is in the midst of it all, healing. Wow. Best he can. He buys a bit more time. He actually gets away in time. Keyboy there, by the reverse straight the blinker. Keyboy gets the shutdown.
They need the wave, Keyboy's gonna fall, Lutpi's holding on!
And now it's Liquid who stick onto the base to secure game one in this best of 5.
A dominant game one from the Cavalry here. Team Liquid comes in non-stop against onic Indonesia. An amazing start to this best of 5. They controlled the game from start to pretty much finish. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a tough adjustment, I feel like, for onic Indonesia, because there was a lot to work from.
Massive meta evolution in terms of how Team Liquid changed their game. onic, luckily, they have time to recalibrate, but what happened here should never ever happen again. I'm looking at a 13K deficit.
Yeah. That's why I was concerned with the Valentino flex into mid, because the Esmeralda was already visible. They just had no shred, yet they forced that pick into Sans. And with no shred, that's the result.
The result is true, and again, this is one of those crazy games that just started off the foot of, you know, you have a Cho, you can find someone to lock down, set things up. JP maybe only had one bad kick, or a kick that didn't go his way. It's not necessarily bad, but it just wasn't what they wanted, but Carl Teasy was still there to follow through. And again, that's just the synergy for TL. We're gonna go ahead and throw it over to our panelists to break down game one a little bit more for you guys here. It was dominant one. Guys, what do you guys think about it?
First of all, thank you very much, Mirko, Leo, as well as Naisu. And yes, first of all, we do have to talk about this, where this is a very Indonesian kind of game, you know, fighting over and over and over and over again, because it does seem like onic, they want to bring the battle, and Team Liquid is like, hey, we got you, fam. But at the end of the day, Team Liquid just looks much more cleaner. JP having amazing kicks, and Carl as well, before 12 minutes, is full build. Kyrie was nowhere near that kind of goal, Trex.
I mean, Carl Teasy just showed that Assassins are definitely still alive. In M7 top 8, that's been the question on our minds, and he's showing that it is very possible. The guy was a monster.
Yeah, this is called the Liquid Stampede back at home. But I think that if you think about it, it's really just the same as how you treat it like in the Brawl server. Unfortunately, though, the main difference is they are timing it correctly. For the side of Team Liquid, they waited for the Esmeralda as well as the Sora from the side lanes, which kind of means that if they join together with Kyrie in the middle, they will have relentless amount of just overall team fight, right? They will never run out of ways to team fight. Even when you say that the Cho ultimate as well as the Farsa ultimate, their cooldowns are quite longer than what you would see from the Sora as well as the Esmeralda, the idea is the same. You constantly apply pressure to your opponents. And I think that this game, if you just look back at it, probably had 1,000 plays that happened every single minute, you know?
Can I just say, like, throughout the M7 World Championship from the Swiss stage up until now, early picking that Valentina is such a huge risk. In fact, the only one that can really work out was coming in from Sunset Lover from a Team Spirit. But other than that, the fact that you don't have that range really hurts your composition a lot.
Yeah, that's why I said that during the draft, right? You also called out the Valentino that will be picked up, and it was in the right spot. Lafel, you actually predicted that, but I thought like it wasn't the right idea because it kind of limits them to this spot. I think that onic Indonesia generally have put themselves in a spot where it's difficult for them to get a good matchup in the roam role. In Keyboy, for example, he was forced to get that Hilda. We did predict the Hilda to be picked up, but in that scenario, the Cho was banned out. So I feel like if they kind of bumped the priority on the Hilda on the third pick, they could have banned the Cho, for example. That's what I'm thinking about. But they were put in this spot, and now they lost because of it.
I mean, I feel like onic felt big brain for picking the Valentina because of the possibility of flex towards the end. But in the end, the Esmeralda comes in from TLPH and the outplay to return that no, this Sora was going to Sanford all along.
Yeah, I gotta say, fourth pick on the Esmeralda really threw them out a little bit. Here we have the MVP by Realme, 5-1 and 10. Sanji, by the end of the game, he was one-shotting everyone.
He was. That's the thing, right? That's what you look at Team Liquid. You can never really pinpoint who the MVP is because I could have sworn that there was a time where JP was the MVP of the match, but I think
because of the control in the kicks, so amazing.
Exactly, Sanford was important in the first few minutes where they were able to apply pressure on the jungle so that Kyrie will never be able to catch up to Karltizi. Karltizi himself has delivered MVP performances, but I think specifically for Sanji, the way that he manages his ultimate and wings by wings and to always be there in the team fights, whether or not he has the ultimate, meant the world for both Sanford as well as Ohe, because now whoever connects with Sanji has a kill threat no matter what.
Now, gentlemen, the thing that I want to talk about, even though Sanji is our MVP, is actually JP. Because if JP is performing like this the entire match, onic will have a problem. And I would say JP is not bannable. Because if you take the Cho, there's a Hilda. If you take both, there's a Khalid. Right? He has so much picks that I feel like if onic pays attention to that, everyone else will be free.
Yeah, I mean, you go far back enough, and JP came in during more of a support roam meta.
Yeah.
And then now he's becoming this more aggressive roamer and has just grown as a player so much. And that is a great point that I don't think a lot of us think about. He is almost impossible to ban. No matter how many things you take out, he still has more options.
There's always a system. If you pick this hero, this is our answer. It's almost like programming when there's an if-else statement that if you pick this is our answer. If there is Hilda, they will pick up Cho. If you pick up the Cho, they will go Hylos, they go Khalid, they go Grab, they go all around that. And you're right, it's almost impossible to ban because if you commit enough bans to it, then you'll open up other heroes for the other roles.
Yeah. You know the thing is, if the monitor wasn't slanted that way, we could see the monitor.
Yeah, but we can't.
Yeah, right now is a little bit difficult. Yeah, we can look at the back.
I want to point out some of those final plays towards the end there. This is, you know, the Liquid Stampede. This is the Team Liquid that I think I've been waiting to see overall, where they're aggressive. They're not too passive. Of course, they're a team that has patience, but Team Liquid all the way back to Echo days, all the way back to these hollowed halls, have always been known as a Filipino team that are willing to really, you know, punch you in the face a few times. And that's what they did today, layering those skills, Falling Star Moon, into the punctures, into Sanji's wings by wings to catch someone off guard. You know, this is prime TLPH in that last game.
What I don't like about the Alice last pick for onic is that they kind of told themselves that, okay, we're just going to work around the Alice ultimate because apart from that, they don't have a stun. Maybe eventually if Suns was able to copy the way of the Dragon, they could have a way to engage, but that is not the optimal way to do it. The problem with picking up the Hilda, although it is a very good pick, I would feel like for onic up against the Lancelot, is that it doesn't have the stuns for you to set up. That's also kind of counterintuitive when in combination with the CC. So I feel like for onic, if they do want to keep up with how Team Liquid wants to play the game, they have to have other sources of stun. That is not an ultimate. So the Alice, although this hero is in theory good, in application, it's so difficult to pull off.
You know, speaking of Alice, the EXP lane, I want to focus on Sanford's item build here in the EXP lane. He does go for the hybrid build, Malefic Roar, Roar Axe. And that's, we saw earlier, previously in M7, some EXP lane Sora's going full tank build. But I think this type of build fits Sanford so well. He can still be that proactive, aggressive EXP laner, but he can also take a decent amount of damage.
Now, here's the thing, gentlemen. I kind of feel like we got to talk about this after 2 days, well, technically 3 days of the knockout stage. And I feel like all of the players here, they're very impatient. So I feel like if you're going up with the draft that has scaling in it, it's kind of to your disadvantage because all the drafts that we've seen so far that has a clear because all the drafts that we've seen so far that has a clear and then what, right? Then what, right? I really feel like since Team Liquid looks like they're so ready to fight, so ready to brawl, I kind of feel like that shows that the meta is shifting so that if you have a lot of skill in your lineup, you're not going to be having a good day. That's what I've been seeing.
That's interesting, but I guess like that might be so applicable in the two teams that we have right now, mainly because they're so dependent on momentum to start the match and start a game, for example. And this is so evident for every other Team Liquid game because, yeah, they're highly skilled. They are so they can execute lineups that have high skill ceiling. And
I mean
scaling.
Yeah, meaning like you need a lot of farm. I feel like maximum 1, 2, you're already stretching it.
But they speed it up in a way that you kind of accelerate your scaling. So it seems like if you have so much scaling that will depend on 18 minutes, but if you play so fast that you get kills and assists, all of a sudden that 18-minute mark becomes 15 minutes, if you get my meaning.
Yeah, so right now, basically, if you're going to use scale, just play faster.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Yeah, and I feel like you can
Scale faster.
I feel like you can, like, it's kind of like saying wait faster. Yeah. You know, I feel like you can do it if you have Farsa and Cho. I feel like that's the skill. No, that's the secret sauce.
The skill?
That's the secret sauce if you want to go for a big scaling.
I call it
lineup.
a bridge.
The bridge.
The Farsa is more of a bridge where you have this. You want to go from point A to point B. That's the bridge.
And you can get the bridge here because we got to talk about the Realme 15 Pro. It has the AI insights to actually give you quite a lot here. You know, it gives you gold analysis, win rate prediction, items, everything in real time. It really is just like a coach on this phone. And here's the thing, if you're using a hero that you're not too familiar with, you can actually set up your combos quite early and then use the consecutive skill button. And then all the while, it will just execute the combo for you. It guides your strategy and elevates your execution. That's a full AI-powered edge. Prediction of the performance is the complete package. You play, we carry. Is the Realme 15 Pro M7 official gaming phone. Which, by the way, if you're using this phone, yes, try to get Farsa as well as Cho or Farsa, Grok, or whatever. And then at that point, you can kind of use whatever you want. Speaking of using whatever you want, you guys at home, you guys can witness the true prestige with Granger's new Prime skin. This beauty is waiting for you at level 75 of the M7 pass. There you go, it's down there. Unlock the pass and start grinding today, because look at this figurine, man.
I think it's the best yet.
It is the best, I agree.
It's the best one yet.
I agree, I agree. I feel like we're going to talk about this a little bit more, Wolf, in the draft, where we really need to see that bridge.
The bridge.
If the bridge is not there,
unfortunately, the bridge is not here today.
If the Farsa and Cho is not there, you really got to go to a different kind of plan, where I just don't use too much scaling. If you can't have those heroes, just fight all the time.
But if you think about it, Team Liquid.
Okay, at least Farsa.
I would say balance. You know. Balance. Like Farsa, you get the Hilda in the beginning, something that can help you get to that scaling place. Have a scaling hero, have an early game hero, you know, everything should be perfectly balanced.
Oh. Well, unfortunately for MLBB, that's so difficult to achieve. Just because of how good our drafters are. I think that they force you in this situation. I think, for example, the Team Liquid, the way that they drafted it. Yesterday, when I saw SRG eventually win over Aurora Turkey when it comes to their picks and bans, I think they just forced mistakes in the draft.
Yeah, like, for example, Sora. Sora is incredibly balanced, right? Sora looking good, tanky, does a lot of damage. But now we got to look at Team Liquid, and we got to look at behind the scenes. How is it going on with their Golden Road? Let's check out this video with Team Liquid to see what's up.
Oh my God! The Golden Road package! Stampede complete! The cavalry!
Team Liquid are on the Golden Stampede! Team Liquid!
Yung Golden Road kasi sobrang bigat siya na title na kunin dahil kailangan mag-win streak muna sa mga international tournament and local.
The Golden Road for this year's for the Sky King.
Membuat Golden Road sulit. Mungkin harus selalu konsisten karena pas 2023 kayak hampir gak ada tim yang bisa kalahin kita dan susah aja buat ini stay on top.
The Golden Road
so difficult to achieve because it's gonna take so much momentum.
Takes it down, and there you have it. Team Liquid taking all 4 members.
Golden Road. Tingin ko hindi naman siya curse. Parang ano kasi yung kaya naging champion, kaya may tinatawag na Champions Curse kasi parang ano, naglalay-low sila. Hindi sila nagtutuloy-tuloy ng bata kasi nga nag-champion, gusto muna magpahinga. Karoon ng mga bagong patch, hindi sila nakakasabay. Kaya may mga new teams na umaangat kaagad kasi hindi sila tumitigil sa paglaro.
Tingin ko po hindi siya curse kasi parang sobrang naming binrake na curse na magkakasama. Kagaya ng yung mga naglo-lower, ganun, di nanalo, and yung mga upper na di nanalo. Tingin ko talaga hindi siya totoo.
Kung malakas talaga yung team nyo, makakaya nyo talaga. Walang curse for me.
Kami yung kauna-una ang maka-achieve na.
Looking to be the very first team to achieve the Golden Road. And I gotta say, being in the lower brackets, if they're able to achieve it, now that would be legendary. But again, ladies and gentlemen, game 1 went over to Team Liquid. We've seen a sweep in the first match of the day. Will this be the same, or does onic find a way to deal with Team Liquid? Now I gotta ask you, Trex, like based on game number 1, do you feel like onic, was it really the draft issue, or were there some executions that weren't really all that clean that allowed Team Liquid to take the advantage?
I think the draft suffered a little bit in the beginning. The Esmeralda was uncalled for. The ability to dive on to onic, but onic had a good game plan, I think, in mind with the Hildo, with the YSS. They had an idea of let's scale early, but they just weren't able to really fully follow through on that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's safe to say Valentina and Yi Sun-shin is not the best friends right now. Right? I feel like Yi Sun-shin with the E, with the Farsa, maybe even a Zetian.
Yes.
Would have been better.
Yeah, because you can easily supplement the damage output or even the vision that you get, the utility that you get from the Yi Sun-shin with long-range nukes. Valentina needs to get up close and personal. That's what I feel like. But when it comes to like Farsa, Yi, and the Zetian, when you have so much range, that means that you can maximize the strength of a Yi Sun-shin.
Yeah. Which again, range, like they could have gotten through to it, but it's just too much of a front line. TLPH were able to just stiff on them completely, and once they got to mid-game and those front liners could absorb a little bit of damage, there was no way for Valentina or YSS to ever even get through.
Farsa should be the pick here for onic, I feel like. Yi Sun-shin Farsa in this scenario would be good, especially because most of the heroes that you are looking for, like Yi, counter it, is already taken out.
At this point, maybe you just ignore the Valentina completely. Go for the Cho instead. Keep themselves, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been plenty of jungle picks possible. I don't think they need to pigeonhole themselves into a YSS or something of that nature, right?
I guess. And also that means that Team Liquid will think about their jungle choices as well. Now, I do feel like either the Hylos or a Grok will be good here for Team Liquid. Both are super good. And I think they have to pick the JP hero now. The reason for the Grok is that you can easily cancel the Farsa. It's just a good laner. Reason for the Hylos is you can also be a problem for the Farsa, but also you are not a valid kick target, unlike in the previous game. So Yi Sun-shin is going to be the other choice as well. And onic will, hopefully, they do answer with the Lancelot.
Peace shall reign.
What's that? Oh,
Louis. Early Louis.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of feel like
wow.
I think it is still pretty good. If JP is able to zone out away this Farsa, making sure that the Farsa does not disrupt her, I think it should be fine. So now with the first 3 picks have been done by both teams here, Wolf. Run us through about this draft, because we did talk about the Cho and a Farsa now in the hand of onic. With that Leomord, how does the draft look like for onic?
The Leomord tells us that they want to go for the fighters because they are quite scared of this, the airline support, the airborne or the air force coming out from the Louis, wherein you just
force the air.
Force the air.
You just teleport this Sora to anywhere in the map, maybe the backline to kind of disrupt the formation of onic, and then all of a sudden you don't have any good kick target anymore because your backlines you have to protect as the Cho. Leomord also makes it so that you have a lot of damage with the Cho. So for example, you go for a kick, maybe if the Farsa's ultimate is not there, you still have a source of damage. However, this could easily be answered by Team Liquid with maybe a Charizda onto Sanford or maybe a glue.
I think onic right now, this time they have the range, right? And I think you could keep it that way. I'm looking at gold lane. With the Leomord, do you think we fully commit to fighters? Do we see something maybe like a Freya Gold here? Something of that nature, and then with the XP, and it's kind of just everyone protect Farza so that the Luyi can't get to the back end. And Leomord can also just be your big damage dealer.
Especially because there's the Luyi and would really support that. They're facing up against the Luyi. Their gold laners should be self-sufficient.
Yeah, I think definitely Freya, something of that nature. For EXP lane, I don't know, do you go full bulk, or do you maybe pick up something like the Lapu that can still do a little bit of damage? Maybe something, so we have Lapu, we saw Yuzong's banned out, so no Yuzong.
Alice maybe. Maybe this is the game where you can say Alice, but yeah, I do agree with the Lapu Lapu because...
But you don't want to give it over to TL here, right?
Don't want to give it to, that's what I'm also getting at. Especially because you're running the Farsa. So Freya or Lapu Lapu, the two heroes that can be picked up here, they pick up with Uranus.
Something that I do have to say was that I was looking at onic to see if they were going to take the Terizla. Because, fun fact, in case people don't know, there's a special interaction, Terizla as well as the Luyi, where you can stop the teleportation.
Yeah.
With the penalty zone.
So because you just get...
Yeah, you pull them so they don't teleport.
That Uranus kind of hit them in the end of Trex. This is such a bad fourth pick for onic in a way that it gave a very good hero for Sanford to utilize. Now, I think you're just left with the Freya here, or maybe a carry if they're, okay, yeah, the Freya. See, if they pick up the Freya first,
then they leave options.
Oh no, yeah.
Or at least if you're gonna go EXP lane first, you take the Lapu, right?
Right.
Or even like Hilt, like anything, you steal something away.
Not gonna lie, I was even thinking if Skylar was gonna entertain the idea of picking up a Lunox because they used that before to go up against tanky lineups like the Hilda. So, any last thoughts about the draft here, Wolf?
Watch out for the teleport, the Sora play.
onic needs to be aggressive. I think at this point you have a draft that can do it, get in their face and push back.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to jump into the second game. It's going to be Expanding Rivers. And now, gentlemen, Naisu, Leo, as well as Mirko, get ready because game number 2 is here.
Thank you so much to the panel to break down our draft here for game number 2. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of Dawn. It's me, Naisu, Leo, and Mirko. And we're after a heated one-sided match for Team Liquid Philippines. I don't know about this draft, gentlemen. Is this what onic Indonesia needed?
It's not about what they need, it's about what they're comfortable with. At least, despite all the weird flexes and the odd order of the draft, as noted by our analysts on the panel, I think they're comfortable because look at how aggressive they are. Look at how fast and how forward they're being from lane to lane. Even Lutfi, even at a third of his health, I think he should be fine. This is still a Uranus.
You know, I think one thing that they have to go ahead and adjust is making this, for example, the Uranus pick, like they said, Red 4 being brought up, that could be playing a part in here. Some of the drafting patterns or choices, I feel like, is one of the biggest things the panel is trying to highlight here. So we'll have to see if onic decides to go ahead and utilize that, specifically even this gold lane fray in the hands of Skylar here. Yes, he's running that Warcry emblem as we take a look at the emblems here specifically. But, you know, even that flexibility to go ahead and switch things up with that priority Sora like we saw, you know, once played in the XP lane, now in the hands of Oheb here, he does still have that temporal rain. He's got a little bit of vitality and that Festival of Blood. So his trading is going to be pretty good against Skylar. And then if they're able to build up that lead like we saw them do in game 1, that's where things could get a little scary for onic.
This matchup, though, right in the gold lane, Sora versus Freya. We've seen Freya as a way to counter the Claude, but against the Sora, I think it comes down to just clearing out the waves and rotating. Whoever manages to rotate and to get the activeness earlier is the one who actually wins out in the matchup. But you can already see Oheb doing a much better job rotating straight after that wave to cut, and he's going to have a bit of a tempo advantage.
What happened to our game? It's the gold lane that's doing these proxying this early in the game. Turtle spawned, upper quarter, JP pushes out these 3, spacing them out. Mount Shocker coming in.
Sanford with Wave Spider. Now it's going to be Kyrie still able to dodge away with a Shadow Stamp. Or the, oh my god, the damage on JP was actually quite big. Wow, Reggie from Carl still winning, and Lutfi still able to walk in forward though, but that's first blood for Sanford as Lutfi falls as well. It's a double to CC immune.
Man, oh man, and Skylar, he should be able to get away. Oh, he's dragged back.
One more! Regen! Oh my god, Skylar gets away with the help of the regen tap. But look at this diversion just to send him back to gold, and look at the instant conversion of gold.
I guess that's being a Valkyrie right there, man. I'm so surprised Skylar survived that, but still, that's only one problem. All that double kill for Sanford, and now an objective under the belt of TL.
You might be scratching your head why Skylar gets extra shields when he procs abilities, and I think Sanji did throw out a basic attack, thought it was going to be enough.
And wait, hold on for the airstrike. Untargetable Oheb though, just flies away. But this is why I was shaking my head to Wolf, just saying it's over when I saw the Leomord pick. We were both expecting Lancelot, but they went Leomord. Like, sure, Leomord has been great, but it's so not Kyrie.
Hasn't that been the question even back in the previous games at the Swiss stage when we were like, man, you know, the Lancelot was left open, and it's like, why
they don't like
don't they not want to play it?
onic hate Lancelot. I don't know why though.
You know, that was at the time to be comfortable and have preferences because you need to evolve with the metagame. Team Liquid, even they did it.
Yeah, they did it. The Leomord has done pretty well, especially when we got to see the glimpses of it yesterday, but for some reason, onic just isn't able to go ahead and get the lead that, you know, some teams and some viewers that have been watching onic for a while are used to seeing them have, and there's been a constant kind of struggle for making them or showcasing the compositions they bring to these matches and then making them work. And right now, as the turtle comes up in about 10 seconds, I feel like they're going to have to figure something out, some way to utilize Keyboy specifically, like we saw JP in the previous game, to potentially get a setup going on with Sansa's damage with the Feathered Airstrike.
Step by step, number one, make use of the dead lane. Know that Lutpi is going to be fine. Don't bother with it. Step two is find a way to get Kyrie good with the Leomord. Getting over here.
Wait.
Phantom Steed.
Wait, the Dragon JP was able to actually escape for a bit. Lutpi picking up the kill. Keyboy able to flicker around the safety, but look at the damage on Skylar now from the Sora. Carl picking up the turtle. Lutpi with a chase.
They deny the deep trenches from Carl Teasy. Liquid helps him off camera. Sans finds Oheb. They're not done with Lutpi. Where are they going with the diversion?
Straight into the mid bush.
Okay.
P bought so much time.
Wow, okay, again, this is just like we saw in Game 1 where there's multiple fights happening across the map, and even more so with Aloy Yi in play here for, okay, able to get away, just barely. Skylar there, getting away with his life. Oracle now picked up here for Lutpi.
A jump scare moment.
A little jump scare, but this might be he's actually gonna be able to get this turn down. He should be able to. Yeah, wow.
Turret aggro there. It's okay. I think he should still be able to escape. Mountain shot coming down as well, but he's on Consecration. Now with the ultimate, never mind. Oheb fisting him down.
That's Thunder form for you. Bottom lane opened up for onic ID, so they could get some farm now on Skylar. It's not like he's in trouble, actually.
Yeah.
He hasn't died, and the map isn't exactly bearing down on him. They go for the swap. A minute until the turtle spawns. Again, looking at Keyboy, I think that's a good step. Whatever happened in the turtle, save for the part where Carl Teasy still got it.
Yeah.
Find a way to use that kind of approach.
That's what I was saying, you know, step one, step two, Sans had the damage there, but JP did flicker out. That's how he was able to kind of like avoid that a little bit, but then he eventually died anyway. There's a setup in the mid.
Oh, Sans brought back to the team. Instant damage from the in-air reaction. Keyboy really looking for the play, but he gets bonked, and then Oheb comes in and smacks him.
Man, that can't feel good. You know, you're getting yin-yang reaction thrown around, you're getting torrented around. At the end of the day, you just want to be able to play, and right now this composition, here's a diversion.
They collapse onto Kyrie. He's fine. Dashes out of there. And they go for the tier 1 in mid. Sure, take your win in the bottom lane. Oheb's back to reclaim it, but the map has gone once again. It's looking like it's all Liquid.
Yeah, it just feels so lost for onic. They're late to the rotations. When they do get the rotations, they don't know what to do. And now it's Keyboy trying his best. Sanford with the Bravest Fighter again. Gets kicked out of the way the Dragon. Now it's going to be the all-in with the Phantom Steed as well. Over on Sanford. He's still buying so much time. Regens away. Oh my god! Sanford still surviving. What the hell?
The Bravest Fighter keeps him up. The Landshaker sends away 4, and Carl Deasy secures a turtle. Down goes Sans. Keyboy gets away with 1 HP. It's all Liquid now. 4K up.
How many times do we have to see Sanford pull something like that off, especially on this hero, the Lapu Lapu? He does it again, surviving amidst it all.
Oh my god.
This right here is fresh hunting grounds, and the apex predator is hungry.
This guy really makes me want to curse, like,
in a good way.
Curse the team, not
that way.
Yeah.
Oh,
boy. Uh-oh. Gets away the dragon, but there's just no damage, right? Oheb takes him back to the team, and it's straight into the Mountain Shock, and now the Phantom Steed as well. Kyrie trying to look for damage, but JP inside of the bush will not take any damage.
Kel didn't even need the flicker. He knew he was going to survive. Torrent form gave him the extra HP.
That Festival of Blood, being able to go ahead and heal back up, and that was about of a good setup that you could expect from onic. I mean, they made the play, they went for it, they had the damage, but unfortunately, they're not scaled up the way they need to be. Again, this is a gold lead that has been built up, especially in the last couple minutes or so. It's now ballooned nearly 5,000 gold, which is just right on time for this Allure to come up. There's the Chastised Pauldrons too, now in the hands of Sanford.
Chef's kiss. You did say there is some damage for onic.
Yeah.
But for that to be completely shut down and neutralized, Sanford picks up the Chastised Pauldron. So all the more there is going to be little damage. You're looking at Skylar to scale up. Kyrie maybe some way, somehow, if he gets the stacks, not going to happen anymore.
And that just says they're relying on their fancy footwork.
At least for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, this is tough because even more so does Sans have to be on point with the Fendered Airstrike into this objective. Lord's going to be up here shortly, and look at the play up here. Diversion's going to be used.
Yep.
Relocating TL to this side of the map. They're ready to go ahead and start the objective here in just a bit. Once things get situated and Carl Teasy makes his way again. Expanding rivers, fast rotations here. onic knows what's up, and they'll also get in position. Despite being down this much, it looks like they do want to contest if they can.
Oh man, taking a lot of damage there. Oheb walking up, forcing the flicker out from Sans before he can actually get the CC down. And that's a big gun from Mr. Goat.
Brush control totally in Liquid's favor. Holding down that Y brush while playing with the nearby lane. And they do get the kick, finding Sanford. They answer with all of the ults that they got, yet he still stands!
Yeah, there's no way you can kill him. That's CC immune. JP now caught in the midst of it all. He doesn't die. Oheb goes in again. This time on Keyboy, and he takes him out. Oheb on a killing spree. JP regenning in the bush again. onic have no answers.
What can you do against Sanford? Even when you get the setup right, he doesn't die. And now off of it, Loopy gives the information. They're going for the Lord here, but there's just nothing that can be done unless. Nope, Lord already secured. They're going for more.
Oh man, Kyrie with the Phantom Steed now jumps in, but look at that CC immunity in the air. Oheb. Skylar can only just look for a trade up top, and really, for Liquid, they're taking a chill pill at this point. They're not even going for the diversions aggressively anymore.
They are putting their hands up while they're stepping on onic's neck. Literally. To be fair, they are less aggressive in taking these buffs, these camps, so they're not attacking the economy, but what they are attacking is onyc's propensity to fight back. And I'm pretty sure this is getting into the mental of the Sky Kings. Again, if you get at the match point, that's literally every game is a must-win. Now is a must-defend situation. They're going up against the Lord, pushing down bottom, and I'm looking at a situation wherein these Holy Shields pop.
Yep, Holy Shield up top just popped. Working on this tier 2 in the mid. They do hold that Lord there, so they're going to try to hold on to the mid and bottom if they can. They do have good clear. They'll go ahead and clear this out. Diversion used here. And this is the thing, man. It is more so on the mental state. I feel like with onic right now, they're kind of scrambling. I mean, even the way that they're approaching some of these fights. Again, you got to think, how many times do you actually get that setup your composition is supposed to allow you to do? And not capitalizing now, what, 2-3 times in this game, you start to think, is that the play? Like, who are we going to lock down? If they can't get to Sanji, who is? Because if you can find Oheb and kick him, because you don't want to go for Sanford anymore.
There was moments in game 1 wherein the shoe is on the other foot. It's Keyboy on the Hilda, and the same thing happened.
Yeah.
So I think it's less of what they're playing with and more of how they're playing it. At this point, you can't cry over, oh, we picked the wrong heroes.
Yeah.
You're deep in. You're 12 minutes in. Lord spawning in a minute.
Got to use what you got.
I love how the game has evolved, wherein XP lane and gold lane can just share the same things. They can just do the same things. And you're seeing a Winter Crown almost on Oheb.
Yeah.
That's it, all the more. Everybody's just going to be really hard to kill.
Yeah, and you already have the Queen's Wing, so I think even for Sanford, he's already immortal. He doesn't need a double on that, right? No need for the immortality.
There's nothing onic can do for at least the next 8 minutes, that can kill Sanford.
Yeah, doesn't need too much anyway, because again, it's just been his mechanic skills that have pretty much kept him alive. And so, you know, for onic, as they kind of get ready for this next Lord, because it seems like they're also just going to kind of calm down, get what they can. In terms of items here, you can see the concealed now being swapped in. Now Keyboy's got that. So they are going to most likely try to make an attempt here, a play with the concealed, the kick, and it's just about target acquisition here, like we mentioned. Oh, Keyboy, you can already see him, on this side of the jungle too. It's going to be spotted out though.
It's a good angle, but it's the wrong person you're tracking.
Yeah. So Lord up, fighting for position here now for this Lord take. karltzy will start it up, but with onic in tow, they'll go ahead and get ready to fight this Keyboy.
Able to play, able to forward behind the GQ. No one's karltzy with the Vintage Dragon as well. Skylar walks up and Keyboy gets the pick on the goat. That was the damage coming through and Sanford just slicing them.
2 for 1 currently as onic are thinking, should we stay, should we go? Kyrie dancing around, bumps into JP. JP very low.
Yeah, Kai bonked around, still trying to go for more damage. Is able to count away, but Sanford takes him down, picks up the mega kill as Oheb walks into the mid lane and now goes for the chase out the Sans, forcing the flicker out. And now it's Lutpi who's trying to buy time for the airstrike coming down on him with the stun as well. But Oheb goes to the skies and goes back onto Lutpi. Now with the help of the Bravest Fighter in through the consecration. They swing him down, but Lutpi's able to flicker out.
They're buying time. Sans joins the tag team battle, and the Lord has gone ahead and scaled up here. 14 minutes, still standing. Purple in jeopardy. karltzy is on respawn too.
Everybody's pretty much going to reset after that, but man, give it up to Keyboy. He found the target he needed to find, and still yet, they weren't able to secure the Lord just yet. So we come back to where we just were. Now, if Keyboy can do that again, he doesn't have the flicker this time, though, so that is a bit of a loss here. Oh, hold on. Whoa, kick already used.
Sans able to cut away there from the stun of the Bravest Fighter. Now it's going to be Skylar in the backline going in all the way onto karltzy. No, it's Sanji actually. He gets the kill back, but he's going to be dead as well. Oheb finding the trade. Lutpi taken down by Oheb, but Keyboy did the same to Sanford now. It's a 3v3.
Oh, Liquid taken away from home court as karltzy in the midst of the chaos secures the Lord. He finds Keyboy, serves up a kill to the GOAT. He's feeling himself.
onic is fighting. They're going for these fights. They're trying to turn it around, but man, TL right now just has the upper hand. A Phantom Steed thrown out to go ahead and clear out this lane, but the Lord is the problem as onic waits for everyone to be up for this defense. Once again, TL finds themselves with a lead to work with as they approach the base in game 2 of this best of 5. Potentially knocking down these base turrets of onic unless somehow they're able to turn it around in this game. We've seen it before, teams turning around at big gold deficits. Can they keep it together here? The mid turret's gonna go down as that Lord charges in.
Uh-oh.
And a full force of onic on the defense here.
Yep, look how the airstrike is zoning him away, but position that Team Liquid have right now, it's like they don't really care for the team fight. They can just go for the slow build up again, wait for the next neutral objective to spawn in, and then take onic into deep waters.
And what's troublesome for onic is Liquid are playing with both mid and long-range heroes.
Yep.
You have Sanji, you have karltzy, and then if things get worse, you want to play in the paint, you have the Sora and the Lapu Lapu. So the only real solution for onic is a pickup. That's the only way that Lord was delayed. The second Lord could have been theirs. It's just, I don't blame them. I don't blame onic because that was their one chance. That was their one try. Oh my God, Lutpi here gets caught out. Tail end of the Bravest Fighter, and they get him. Oheb.
Oh no.
Diversion into the midst of it. Oh, Keyboy trying to go for the way the dragon cannot find it. Sanford takes him down. And now with Lutpi and Keyboy down, they have a wave in the mid lane to play with, but they'll just go and play it safe. They go up top.
A surprise stampede from the chef. He cooked this one up. And onic ID in just a few moments might be cooked because it looks like Liquid are going for it.
Oheb in the back, Sanford popping Bravest Fighter. Kyrie almost going for the kill, but again, out gets stuck out by Sanford. And he all in, and he takes him down. Skylar in a minute. Whoa! He hits the wall! Victor in looking for the kill. Desperate plays from onic, desperately trying to stay alive.
It's just the base left standing. Lutpi and Sans doing their last stand. They clear the wave.
They clear the wave, they stay in the game, but man, what is going on for onic? They still have to deal with the wave pushing down a bot with Carl Teasy. Does Team Liquid look to do any more than take these base turrets down? Uh-oh. Well, items being picked up here. Immortality for Keyboy as well. They're going to push it in.
Sanford, really looking for the play again. Every time it's up, he goes for the bravest fighter, dude. And it's crazy because I have never seen onic panic like this before.
Yeah.
They are usually composed in even the toughest situations, but something's gotten to them, bro. What was that?
And from one P-word to another, what is the plan? Usually when you draft a certain way and you end up in less than ideal situations, there is a game plan. But for now, onic, again, the best thing that we can say is get a pick-off.
They're going for it.
Line one, and that's gonna be a winner crown, the safety. Oh, has to pay.
Phantom Steed coming down from Kyrie. He's going to be stunned up again. JP still looking for the play right now as Daphne Skyler, the backline taken down by Sanji. Sanford looking for it. Doesn't get the stun down. They're all trying to run right. Diversion from Sanji!
Surprise stampede from the back. Kyrie gets run over. Sans? Wings by wings? Oh, he can't save the base.
There's a cannon minion in the base. TL with ease. Take the series to match point.
Match point. You can't stop a cavalry coming through the diversion. Just when you think you've got the kick for the 5th or 6th time, it's all stopped in its tracks here. You can see just how disappointed right now onic is feeling with this, man, because match point.
Multiple times, the Loyi has given Liquid, this squad, multiple accolades. The surprise stampede, you never expect an 800-pound stallion in your closet. That's what onic woke up to today.
Just GG. I think at this point, after the panic we saw in game number 2, we know what's the outcome of game number 3 already.
Yeah.
Predetermined, Naisu.
It is, man. It's going to be a tough one here just with what they've got to work on because, again, you said it, man. They were shaken. They weren't playing their game, onic here. They were making mistakes throughout these team fights, and you know, part of it again is it's mistakes because TL's just playing damn good, man. I mean, again, individually they're able to go ahead and pull off crazy things like we saw from Sanford, but just as a team, making it all work. And that's what TL has been known for and why they're on that Golden Road adventure right now. We're going to be thrown over to the panel to break down game number 2 for us. Guys, what do you think?
Thank you again, gentlemen. And I kind of feel like 2 things that we do have to talk about. Number 1 is Liquid basically out-brawling onic, and now we need a one-on-one on how to untilt ourselves, because it does seem like for onic, even though they are known to be well composed, but there were some plays that we can definitely see that were a little bit desperate.
Yep.
Wait, LaFell Trex? Hey, who's this?
Sanford.
Sanford.
He ran
What?
real quick.
Sanford, how are you?
CC Immune, CC Immune. I'm CC
This is
Immune.
Vanua.
This is Vinuya.
Oh, you look very handsome, by the way.
Thank
Nice
you.
suit.
I feel so good because I'm able to use my Lapu-Lapu in the grand stage, and it's unstoppable. It's hard to beat.
In the same place.
Yes, that's right.
When you won at M4 the other day.
That's right. That's very true. It feels so good, man.
How do you get this height?
He's always been this tall. He just looks small on camera.
Ah, I see.
He just looks small on camera.
How are you at 2 places at the same time?
Again, I am CC Immune, so you may confuse me now. Right now, Sanford is playing, but this is CC Immune we're talking about.
CC Immune, I have one question for you.
Okay.
How's your vision?
It's so limited.
That's what he has his roamer for, to give him vision.
That's right. I'm relying on just your information, guys.
Okay, if that's the case, I want to ask you, how is it that you were targeted a few times, but you did not die? That was amazing on that Lapu.
I guess because there's not much magic damage that can come from the composition of onic that's ready enough to take me down. My 30% damage reduction from physical is just so good because I'm always hitting all my spells, and also because I'm the one to start the fights first before you're able to react, and you cannot deal damage to me.
This might just be the best player interview we've ever had, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So talkative, very well spoken. Normally you're so shy, and it's just surprising to see you like this.
Yeah, you can't be shy if you're winning like this, man.
That's true.
I just don't know whether he has a beard or not. Like from some angles, he looks clean shaven. Other angles, a bit of something here. But right now, we're going to be looking at the MVP by the official gaming phone, Realme. And it could go on to anyone because everyone from Liquid is looking amazing. And hey, you're the MVP. Congratulations, CC Immune. 6, 1, and 3. Not going to lie, I thought you would die more times there.
Yeah.
Getting kicked around.
It's mainly because of my itemization, right? We're going to see it's Queen Swings after the Oracle, which normally is not something, a build path that you would see in this game. And like I said, it's difficult to die if you're the one to start the fight. And I think that this is what us, Team Liquid, have done in this particular game. We start the fight first before onic is able to set up and actually activate themselves.
No, see, that's the funny thing because you were quick twice. Right, Keyboy kicked you into 5 men.
Yeah.
Like, personally for me, if we're talking about tilt, right? If I have my entire team, if my roamer had a good kick, and we still cannot kill this guy,
get tilted.
Not gonna lie, I'm ready to surrender.
Yeah. I'm sorry, by the way, I have to go back to our...
Hey, no, it's okay, it's okay. Trex.
What's about to come up here?
Yeah, Trex, run us through this on Sanford's greatness while we let CC Immune go back to his camp.
I mean, Sanford is... The guy's just a monster. I think the moment we're finally seeing him in peak 40 mode, this is his season. We came into this event knowing that with these heroes, he was going to shine. And the moment I saw that, what was it, top tier 2? The flicker back...
Yeah.
Earthshaker to dodging to the left and right. I mean, he's locked in right now. And I think this just speaks the story completely for this match because honestly, no, I wasn't completely against the draft of onic. I think TLPH are just playing better right now.
Yeah, especially
just playing better.
Yeah, especially because of how they utilize this Louis. Feel like maybe if you're onic, the reason why you don't really want to fully commit to the kick is because you always you kind of feel like you always have to look over your shoulder where there could be a TP play because that happens so many times. And I'm sure that if we look back into the game, we're going to see how beautifully those teleports were coming out from the Louis, from Sanji himself, because this is what allowed Team Liquid to just keep on pressuring.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the highlights just to see all the fights that really happened in that game. And I kind of feel like, again, as impressive as it is for Team Liquid, this is match point. And onic Indonesia, they are playing in home turf. So there's a lot of pressure for them on this one. And I believe the casters have said it, Trex has said it. Honestly, the draft, even if you're going to say, oh, what if they change this and that, it's really nitpicky at that point. The draft is okay. It's really all on the execution.
Yeah, I mean, because the reality is this. I remember Mirko saying that, you know, this isn't a Kyrie hero. But the thing is Leomord is the meta, and every other jungler has been able to make it their hero. So if you want to be a champion, you need to make whatever works your hero. And that's just the reality of the situation. And it feels like onic just isn't quite there, at least not against TLPH right now.
Yeah. See how much Team Liquid were going in and out and trying to zip out of the fight, starting to kite essentially on onic ID in here, because the idea in order for you to get out of the zone of the Leomord is just to invite him into your box. And then what generally happens is that you see the Farsa onto the backlines that eventually now gets into trouble because onic ID are so conditioned into committing into the team fight. Then the teleport play happens and all of a sudden you lose control of the skirmish. And I think that's Team Liquid's MO in this game.
Gentlemen, here's the thing. As we're going to be looking at the items here, I feel like partly why it was so difficult for onic is that even if you discount the diversion, let's not even talk about the diversion, I would say the dive comes from many different directions. A dive, let's say from the left, Sanford, from the right, Oheb, and all of a sudden, a wild JP is on a Kyrie, and Carl Teasy is just looking for anyone that is overextending, right? So I kind of feel like a Team Liquid is just a moving a box, right? So no matter where onic is, while you're looking in front, someone's attacking you from the back.
I like it because normally when you set up your box, it's just you plant yourselves into that spot and you make sure that if your opponents get into that box, you take them out, right? And then when onic ID tries to get away from that box, hey, all of a sudden there's a box behind them. So I really like it.
It's a rectangle at that point.
It's a rectangle at that point. But now if you are onic, you're going to have more problems heading to game number 3 because now do you actually have to ban in the low Yi? Because how difficult it was for you to play against it.
I feel like it's very difficult because if we're looking at things to ban, there's always something, right? You're like, okay, we're good, we already banned this, and then, oh wait, he can use that too, right? So I feel like that's part of the problem drafting against Team Liquid.
I mean, at this point, I don't know, I feel like I'm past the whole super deep analytical phase. I honestly believe that TLPH is just playing much cleaner right now. Their gameplay from micro to macro, and especially in micro right now, it's not even like they're out-mapping them completely. They're winning in straight up just brawly team fights, meeting them head to head, and their mechanics are just better overall. Don't get me wrong, the picks have been nice, but onic had the Hilda and the YSS last game. They weren't able to pull it off in the mid. This time TL gets it, and they're able to slaughter with it, so.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
First, for me, I feel like what onic needs to do, and it's very difficult to do, which is to win individually, right? Basically, like, whoever you're 1v1ing, you have to win, because I feel like once the mid duel lost, it's on the side lanes. And then if the side lanes lost, what can Kyrie realistically do, right? Kyrie can come, help out neutralize the mid, but no matter what, whatever draft that you get, you just got to win that 1v1. The moment you lose, your entire team is out. So essentially you're saying, but like what I'm saying is, for you to be a good team, you got to be good individuals.
I kind of agree with you in a way that because this is such a high-level match and we are now in the in the lower bracket and everything matters so much. If you lose your lane, you are pulling the weight down on your teammates, and of course, you're just really giving so much of an opening for your opponents in order for you to lose.
Don't be an anchor.
Yeah, no, honestly, like this is do or die for onic Indonesia because right now Team Liquid, they are match point. Just to remind everyone, this is an elimination match. So before we even jump into game number 3 between Team Liquid and onic, we're going to be throwing it over to our host to see what they are up to.
In the second elimination match of the day, Team Liquid is currently at match point. And of course, from the side of the Calvaries, I see a few familiar faces from the Philippines. Over here, we have Hans.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm good, I'm doing good. Come on, I want to hear you guys. Let's go, Liquid!
The energy is electrifying here in the arena. Hans, how do you feel watching Team Liquid secure a lead like that?
You know, it's just a natural thing in the Philippines to play like that, you know? I can't help but also respect onic because they've got here to this point, but you can't help but deny that we're looking at probably a team that can complete the Golden Road, and they're gonna do that here in M7.
Oh my goodness. A team has not yet completed the Golden Road in the history of Mobile Legends Bang Bang ecosystem, and you really think Team Liquid has what it takes?
Yup, not only Liquid, but also Aurora. We're also looking out for you guys later, okay? So go on, guys.
I see the Filipino fans have brought so many of their people here. I even see Myrtle. Hello, how are you? Come join us.
Come over.
Hello everyone! Hello Indonesia! Hello! And sa lahat ng mga Team Liquid fans! Kamusta kayong lahat?
So cute. Myrtle, how is Indonesia like for you, and how is watching 2 Filipino representatives still alive in the knockout stages?
Of course, we're very proud. These 2 teams right now that's competing are 2 of the top teams from Indonesia and the Philippines, and as a huge fan of Team Liquid, sobrang nerve-wracking to watch here right now. When we saw Sanford choose Lapu-Lapu, and when we see Carl TZ really just bring in his skills, sobrang nakaka-proud bilang mga Pilipino, and we're so excited for Game 3.
Oh, it definitely is electrifying here in the arena. Thank you very much, Myrtle.
Thank you so much.
Hans, do you expect this series to close in a 3-0, or you expect a bit more fight from the side of onic to push this to a potential 5-game?
Well, we manifest for it, that's for sure. That's what we want to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if onic would give us a fight back, but Liquid can get this in the bag if they play just like the past 2 games.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, as you guys can see over here, we have a few more buffs. Let's make this quick, girls. Who are you here to support?
As
Sanji.
Sanji, what about you? Carl, Tizi, you know what, girls? I hope the very best for your men later on. Thank you so much. And of course, we have the community leader of Team Liquid Philippines. How about you give us a bit of a cheer before we wrap this up?
Okay. Okay, let's go, guys. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go, Liquid! Let's go, Liquid! Let's go, Liquid! Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, the Cavalries, and congratulations, guys, on a match point. However, it is time to enter a match point for Team Liquid. Which team will get Game 3? Will onic Indo push back, or will Team Liquid finish this off?
Thank you very much, Rose, and shout out to Hans as well. So far, he is looking like this is going to be a 3-0, and looking at the first 2 games, it's hard to argue with that. But we do want to see if onic can really push things through, because for you to become a champion, you need to have a strong mentality and have that fighting kind of attitude, which we do want to see for Game 3.
I definitely would love to see something. Hopefully onic pushes us the distance. They've been known to do things like that before, but it's been a while. And if they can take us to a Game 4, Game 5, there's a lot of things that have to change. There's a lot of things that have to change in that laning phase to mid to late. The whole package needs to be flipped.
It's crazy that we are in this stage in the M7, and we are expecting every team to have this already, but there are so many mistakes. I was looking through my timeline, through my social media, and I've seen a lot of those moments where you can really blame onic Indonesia to not play well. Their matchups, you know, the way they're throwing their spells. There was a time where Skylar just ulted on a wall, Kyrie not knowing where to go, and it seems like these are fundamental mistakes that you should not be doing at this stage of the international event. I feel like in this particular game, we have to really look at improving how they execute how they perform.
Yeah, and right now, while all of it is going on, we got to let you guys know, because Acecraft is an amazing game. While we're talking about Acecraft, we got to see where V is really hiding out. And for you guys at home, make sure you guys log into the game at Acecraft, because I got to say, of all the mechanical designs here, it's really all about that retro kind of feeling as they're deflecting bullets, all with the special skills. It is an STG where you guys can come around and play, and I gotta say, I played it myself. And even though, yes, you can play co-op, but even playing solo, it is quite a lot of fun. I'm able to get Tom, and it's amazing. So make sure you guys jump into Acecraft now for some nostalgic fun.
Have you played yet? Have you downloaded?
Oh yeah, I've downloaded. I'm actually quite a few levels ahead.
Play together? Okay, isn't it co-op? Can't you like play together?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But
you don't.
How do I say?
You don't play with America.
Malaysia and North America, they're a few kilometers, few miles away.
Few miles away. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
too far away.
It's like this far, at least.
Yeah, and if it's in kilometers, it's even like
kilometers
bigger,
longer.
What's a kilometer again?
1.68 miles, or is it the other way around?
Something like that. As Malaysia, we don't use miles at all. So, you guys know where this is? Is it around?
They have taken. They have taken.
Oh, they've taken it. Well,
there is no V.
Well, the GG then. So might as well talk about the upcoming game here. As I'm looking at the players, they're still probably discussing on what they want to do, and the draft is good. Like, if you were a coach here, Wolf, like, what would you say to your players for onic?
For onic, all right.
Because I feel like Team Liquid, just do whatever you want.
I gotta tell them that they have to relax and just focus on winning their matchups, as you have mentioned, and also just hit your spells. Maybe something good comes along. Because I feel like when you put so much pressure to your team at this stage in the game, they might just mess up it even further because they're overthinking things. You know?
So are you on board with me that the fact is that it's not exactly a draft issue completely. There's been spells missing. There's a skill diff happening. Not exactly that TLPH is playing amazingly, which they are, but onic does seem to be having some issues.
Oh yeah, for sure. And when it comes to their issues, here's the harsh reality about being a professional player, which is it doesn't matter what state that you're in, right? You could be sick. You could
have a lot of things going on in the background, but at the world stage, you just got to show up. Speaking of, a bit of a fun fact here, but for onic Indonesia, quite a few times this has happened where if they have a big success in a previous international tournament, the next one kind of doesn't look good. Has it been 2 or 3 years? It's kind of been in that kind of route. You know what? I kind of feel like CC Immune took your headset, so you know you can chill a bit. Like Trex, have a conversation with me. I don't get to talk to my fellow American for a lot.
Well, we're a lot of miles apart.
Kilometers, but you know what? It is what is it, right? As we're looking at the players here,
like Fahrenheit, it's like 100. It's like
wait. Fahrenheit is you or me?
I'm Fahrenheit.
You're Fahrenheit.
You're Celsius.
I'm Celsius. There you go. I'm centimeters and you're inches.
Yes, exactly. You're centimeters and I'm inches.
Well, dude, we should all celebrate our differences, no?
Yes.
Yes. So let's see how we're gonna celebrate the differences between onic as well as Team Liquid here. Trex, you're my best friend here, so let's talk about Team Liquid. Is there any situation that they just change things up, get too creative, and then just end up like onic taking a game because they were doing too much?
You want my biased or unbiased opinion?
Unbiased.
Doesn't really matter because either way they're gonna stomp. It's all the same at this point. The reality is it would be nice if onic took a game or two at this point.
Yeah.
That's what I am hoping for. But Team Liquid, what I was worried about them in the beginning through Swiss stages, they were playing almost too Filipino. They were playing too passive. They were playing too safe. And now they're getting back to that Liquid Stampede, Echo Express. What we've known to grow and love them for is they are the best of both worlds when it comes to play style. And they are in that mode right now in the top 8. And onic has to be able to face two sides of the coin when going up against this team.
Yeah, it's very dangerous when Team Liquid gets that sambal, them spices, the nasi uduk, nasi padang. It really changes your DNA, your chemistry, your biology, your language, sometimes even your hair.
So like if they win here in Indonesia again, is that the key?
I mean, like, they won it here before.
Exactly. That's the only time they've won it here before.
Maybe that's the secret. Everywhere they go, they actually have sambal. They just don't tell us. Whenever they need to be aggressive, it's like, hey, coach, you got them red stuff. Right? Something red, something orange. But ladies and gentlemen, we're about to jump into the draft here. Let's look at the map. It looks like it's going to be broken walls. If it's difficult for Kyrie to play in the jungle, oh my goodness, it's going to be more difficult now, Trex.
All right, so first pick is over to, last ban over to TL. Sora is banned out this time, which makes a huge difference in what we're going to see because the past few games, it has gone through. Claude gone as well. Grok on the field. Do we think we see something like a Grok up front here from onic? Cho? I don't know. I think you go for something more group crowd control. With the way that TL's been playing, the Cho, Keyboy, I think you need something that can really stiff arm the advance of TL. Something that can slow them down.
But it's banned out by themselves. Maybe a Yu Zhong, but it's also banned.
So banned, yeah.
Grok?
Yeah, Grok maybe.
Or just Farza, YSS, okay.
Essentially, this is so scary because you can just go, well, Hilda is not available, but TL can just go for Khalid eventually.
Or TL just take away the Cho now.
Dancela Cho. Yeah, Dancela Cho might be a...
Cho Farza?
Cho Farza.
Cho Farza looks so good. Like onic, I really feel like go back to the most basic thing and get winning lanes. Like I feel like once you see the Farza,
Yep.
I kind of feel like take the prio side leaders. I don't know because it's difficult to go up against OHEP and Sanford. Even if you get a counter matchup, they still somehow win.
Well, I think with the Sora gone right now, there's not exactly like prio offlane. You want to go for counterplay. The Esmeralda, though, what I do like about it is we know OHEP can play it. If they have to, they can use it elsewhere. Most likely going to the gold lane, though. But still, the option is very open, right?
this kind of tells me that Team Liquid really wants to put JP0 onto the second phase, which also it has worked in the previous games though. So Oni cannot easily just pick up the Cho here because of the presence of the Esmeralda. I think the Grok is gonna be better.
Yes.
You also have that Hylos to protect your team. That's gonna be for Keyboy. However, maybe they just deprioritize Keyboys here now. I think they just might go for EXP. Maybe get they go Kalea and maybe Violet Lunox. This is really scary. But Team Liquid can just go for can go back to the Lancelot, I feel like. I don't think they're a team that will go for the Leomord, especially in this scenario where there's a Lunox and a Kalea. You might want to go for an Assassin here, Hayabusa or the Lancelot. There you go.
That's how they beat him in the first game.
Yeah.
Carl TZ felt comfortable against the YSS with it. Coming into second phase of bans though. So both sides we still need a roam for the side of TL, so does onic just kind of, you ban out the Grok here, you ban out some of those options?
Yeah,
get on Catcha, I guess.
Right now, I feel like TL is in such a good position. It really is just on onic. So most of my questions will be closely related to onic. So first of all, how do you feel about the first 3 picks here, Wolf, the Yisunshin, Lunox, and Kalea?
The Yisunshin and Lunox, I really like Kalea. It's just the slot where the Kalea is right now, which I'm scared of because Team Liquid can draft accordingly, but they can also just ban out Seers that will eventually counter the Kalea, like the Katot Catcha, for example. So to answer your question, I like it actually. I think this is much better than the first 3 picks of onic in games 1 and 2.
So what about you, Trex? What does onic really do not want to deal with just to make sure this first 3 picks is not going to be disturbed?
Oh, man.
You got to look at JP's hero?
I mean, I think you definitely look at JP's hero. The Hilda is already gone. Again, I think the Grok could be a problem. Anything hyper-aggressive, you get rid of maybe the... So they did ban out Gatakacha here, and then maybe just get rid of the Grok next and keep it simple?
Yeah. Grok Farsa, though, that's going to be scary.
What if onic throws a curveball? Because they have done this before. They put the Lunox on the gold lane. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a great idea, but because they have done it before, we do have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if the hand gets shown of Esmeralda being in the gold lane, but the problem is TL gets final pick, so it's very hard. They have to make that call preemptively, essentially.
You know what? What if Team Liquid picks up Chip?
Yeah, that would be trouble.
That would be a lot of trouble for onic, especially if it's going to be
because their mid trio is kind of selfish in their own defenses.
Yep, that's right. Kalea as well as Lunox. There's the Lapu Lapu being banned out.
They leave the Grok open.
Let's see. Uranus is also open. They can actually... Oh, it's panned.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the monitor shifting is it's something to deal with, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay, Arlet is left, Terizla's left, but you want to pick that up now if you are TL? Actually...
Yeah, Sanford has used quite a few heroes to glue as well. They picked up the Alice here.
And I can really see... Because what happens now is that you don't have a luxury of side laners now for onic. What do you pick up against these 2 heroes? You need some sandbag and you also need that damage. I think Ranger might be an option for them.
I kind of want to see onic kind of like have a lot of crowd control here because they only have a single lock.
Yeah.
I want to see just a little bit more. But that's
Ranger Terizla, man. I think they don't have any choice.
Terizla. We haven't seen a Ruby in a really long time. It goes well with the YSS.
Oh, you're right. That could be good. Maybe you take the... maybe get Khalid. Edith, how about Edith though? Is it something that onic, like loot pick and play? CC, by the way. Oh no, it's banned.
Yeah, you just got to. You just got to get used to the monitor facing
the monitor
away.
Bans. It really actually glares the bans. I cannot see it.
I've been waiting like 30 games for this Ruby pick right here because I feel like it still works well, especially against the double fighter off lane.
Yeah.
Because what they want to do is all jump on you and Ruby slows that pressure down.
Hylos might be the option here for Team Liquid, but I do want to see a chip. It might be so spicy. There you go. It's a Hylos.
Hey, you gotta go with the low and easy, what is it called? Low hanging fruit. Like if it's obviously a Hylos, just pick up a Hylos.
Yeah.
So Trex, is there a chance onic can extend this?
Because I'm a Ruby fan, I think there is. I think there is a chance. I'd give it like 35 to 65.
Well, I'm not good at numbers. What does that tell us?
That tells me that they have a better chance in this game compared to the previous 2 games.
Okay. I'm still not all that good in numbers. There's a scissor here. Well, this is potentially the final game between onic going up against TL. Will TL drop onic in their own home turf? We're throwing it over to the casters for this one.
You know what? I'm not good at numbers either, LaFell. And that's why I'm right here. Joining with the boys, Leo and Mirko. We're bringing it in Game 3. It's match point right now for Team Liquid. 2 champions once again that started this all out and has been dominant so far for the champions from the Philippines. Gentlemen, are we thinking the same things here with the draft?
If we did not watch the first 2 games, worrying about the mental of onic right now, then yes, I'd even up those numbers. I'd say it's a 60-40 in favor of onic. I really like this draft.
But the thing is, the first 2 games happened, and in game number 2, it was honestly quite brutal to see onic panic the way they did in the base defense. Skylar hitting a wall, going for the Valkyrie's descent. Keyboy flickering, trying to really look for a way to drag him, but unable to. So they are on easier to execute compositions now, on easier to execute heroes. It's back to the basics, even the Ruby, something that we haven't seen in a while, getting to the hands of Skylar again.
Not just easier, I'd say even at an advantage. You're looking at Keyboy, who is holding on for dear life and can hold on to these softies. I'm looking at Carl TZ, I'm looking at Sanji. Hell, there might even be a world where he holds on to Sanford, hits him with a Tsunami Slam when he's not ready, because again, you have to scale up. You have to get the right items on Sanford for him to, you know, literally be CCMU. They catch JP.
Oh man, Revitalize gonna be popped instantly now as JP still able to sustain back up. And that's it. onic just want to bait out the Revitalize. But the thing is, they're getting poked down. That lethal ignition take down on Sans.
Yeah, that's part of it. Take down the Revitalize. They even have to work through 2 Purifies over there on the side of TL. That's something they can work on. You see the emblems here coming through. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of crowd control. And I have to agree with the panel, you know, when Trex was saying, like, bring out the Ruby, bring out some crowd control to go ahead and compliment Keyboy on this Kalea, who traditionally, this hero, the Kalea, does really good at setting things up, obviously, and then the sustainability that comes with it built into the kit. So they've got to be able to play around this potential. JP?
Well, Revitalize this time around. Mount of Shocker locks him down with the help of Keyboy, but JP stood alive for quite a bit. Carl TZ looking to play now with the Thorn Rose, but it's actually a bit too aggressive. Keyboy gets away, gets Sans back to a comfortable spot too, but look at Sanford already holding in the turtle. Sans going in over on O'Head. He might be able to get them down completely. Skylar walking up now. Keyboy gonna go in as well. It's a double flicker from Skylar and Keyboy. But O'Head getting pulled back by the Ammo Friend. It's on a ruin.
Oh, there you go! CC Immune coming in. Knocks up the trade for Keyboy. They fight Skylar even after he hits the flicker. And Lutpi cannot catch Sanji.
Dark Wave on 2, that's gonna Inferno pursue the puncture away to Thorn Rose, locking him down, and it's JP with the DPS taking him out.
It looked so good for onic for a minute there, but then it all fell apart. And they're going to be zoned off this turtle with Sans.
Doing a lot of damage over on Sanford, but he's able to flick around now. Kyrie jumps in with the traceless, and Mount of Shocker is the right tree in for Kai! And now it's JP to fall. Sans gets the last kill in the skirmish.
And there's the counter punch, man. When I was saying it looked so good, well, onic took it back and said, here we go, we'll make it look good.
It's all onic. After the first turtle, Liquid, what they're looking at is off-timing engagements. onic has better uptime in this draft. They're 2,000 gold up at 3 minutes. This is dangerous waters Liquid swimming in.
And for the first time, no joke, nice Leo, for the first time today, we hear the Sonics roaring as JP falls again.
Roaring,
they needed it.
Roaring with purpose.
Yeah.
They were roaring before the match even began, but now they're roaring in celebration. They can celebrate the fact that the mid lane has been won. They can celebrate the fact that Ludwig can freely leave the EXP lane because Sanford is still on wave clear duty. So that means that's taken care of. Up top though, that might be where Liquid can find a little bit of breathing room. Between the Esmeralda and the Ruby and the Esmeralda, Oheb can dance around, threaten something from Skylar, and then leave. They actually are still at the 50-50. This is the only lane, I think, that Liquid can hold on and say, can we do something here? That's why JP is kind of scouting out, and they send up Sans.
Yeah, Donor Wolf King now. Sans under target though, going in for Brilliant. Skylar still able to sustain, but the Glorious Pathway is right there. No kill, just yet for onic and for TL.
And that's why you were just saying that. You know, onic knows that exact compilation up top. They have to go ahead and deal with it. But they tried to make a play, it didn't happen. But they did get a Purify out, so that's something for them. It was a great response from TL. But now, with this bit of a lead that onic has built themselves, they're in a good position to go ahead and get control of the next objective. Yeah, they secured the first one. It was a little messy, a little chaotic, but that's fine because this lineup also allows them to kind of take these fights. Again, with a Kalea on your side, your sustainability can be there. You can see them fighting for the position here. TL in their own position. They want to fight for it.
Glorious pathway by JP. Falling Sun would lock it down. Luke P now as JP's going to be caught low. Throwing a Ruin on 4. But there's not much damage coming through as Carl Teasy's able to secure the turtle. Tsunami Slam.
Liquid with the body block, securing the turtle for Carl Teasy. Down goes Sanford, down goes JP. Sanji follows through. The Sky King is angry. Order in the court.
You might have gotten the turtle, but we got the kills, and now they continue to put the pressure here. In that mid lane, Sans will be fine. TL holds on to the tier 1 in the mid.
So the one way Liquid did that is through sheer threat of damage. And their main source of reliable damage right now is Sanji. Sanji got the pop off, a good amount of salvos from feathered airstrikes in that engagement, more than he had all game long, 5 minutes in. So what is the trick? onic has just better vision right now. Mountain Shocker, almost guarantees that Sanji cannot pick a good brush to fire from. But look at this, 1v1. This is a dream come true for a lot of fans watching.
Yeah, but
not gonna break out.
Carl knew something was off, man. There's no way Kyrie wants a 1v1 like this. Someone is definitely in the vicinity and he spots. Well, he didn't spot, but he sniffed Lupi out.
Yeah, not gonna happen there. Again, they want to fight mid.
Only time one of the glorious path we used together as Sanford walks up as well. The Brilliance aggressively with a feathered airstrike, not doing too much as Skylar rotates into mid, but again, it's just a feint from both teams.
It seems like the Stallion sense is something that all members of Liquid share.
SS.
The fact that there was Skylar coming through the side lane and then, wait, they're fighting this. They're fighting this. We shouldn't be going in. Man, all right, despite it being a good position, we shouldn't overcommit. Again, we are still down 3,000 gold.
This is the first time the win rate prediction is favored onic.
Realme knows what's up.
Realme knows what's up.
That's map you can follow right there, right, from Realme. So 10 seconds up for this last turtle. 1-for-1 right now in terms of turtles for both teams. But right now, onic has been winning these fights.
Oh, yeah.
And look at this, TL wants to get a position.
Walks up, dashes through. That's going to be the stun from JP to lock him down, but now Dark Wave lands on 2. No way for the pursuit just yet as Lupi holds it in. Sanford, opponent's angle in front of pursuit finally with I'm offended as well with the glorious pathway used up. And the following Sunwood comes out with Revitalize as well, but Carl wins out the red tree. Thunder Ruin on 1. Sans!
2 turtles over the Team Liquid, but Kyrie continues the onslaught, finding 2, serving up 1 to Sans.
Kai in the back with a double. Now it's Carl and Ohim running for the hills. And Kai wants to go for the traces, will be able to find the angle. Now goes on to the goal. That's an offended. Kyrie with a maniac.
They will wipe out the Cavalry Team Liquid for the first time in the series. Feels it here in Game 3.
Baby Cakes reeling. No farm for Ohim. No farm for Carl Teasy. Sanji can't even stand 2 seconds with the feathered airstrike. This is looking like onic have woken up.
Ooh, man, I'll say
too late.
Yeah. Well, good thing it's a best of 5.
If they take it a game at a time, it's not too late.
They started with capping out this game, getting it secured. Right now, man, Kyrie, I feel like, has woken up. 8-0-5 on this YSS.
Not a real KDA line.
Hey, man.
8-0-5 in 8 minutes. Feathered airstrike. Start up, cancel just as quickly. The answer, Mountain Shocker, Liquid, back out of here.
All right. We're under a minute away from this Lord to come up here. Things are settling into place. Team Liquid drastically trying to catch up.
Thing is, Nice Leo, the last time these two met, it was in the semifinals of MSC 2025, and it was the same story. Team Liquid started up 2-0, onic getting 1 game in, and then it ended with a 3-1. Now that's why I'm asking, is it too late? Because it's a best of 5, but if you only get going now, Team Liquid, they've yet to adapt.
They're already going.
Exactly.
So they don't stop at this point. Even with this, again, for the first time throughout the series, you see TL down this much against onic. They've turned games around before, but right now it's a complete control fest for onic to deal with this. They're on this side of the jungle of TL. Are they going to force a fight for the purple buff? Glorious pathway.
Skylar already using that earlier. I'm offended, but the airstrike coming out. Keyboy instantly canceling it out. Now it's Sanford is still in the midst of it all. Throwing a ruin from Sanford. That's not on most of them.
They do take a lot of damage. Down he goes. Punished hard by Kyrie. They do trade out 2 for free. onic are running right through Liquid.
They're going to take this tier 2 turret down. That was a team fight that they wanted to force TL under. They went for it. They tried to make it happen. I mean, they used a lot of ultimates and even battle spells to fight it out, but they lost it.
Look, when you're down almost 10,000 gold,
what do you do?
Your mistakes are super punishable.
Yep.
You can see Skylar again. What was that? I'm offended early. It doesn't matter. That might have just been a false gleam of hope for Liquid to overcommit.
And it's because of Lutpi. He has stepped up immensely in this game. Look at those dark waves. It really staggers you. It's not like a big CC ability, but it stops you from moving for just a second. And against this kind of composition, with so much damage output, just a second, just a millisecond will count. And you can really see how the frontliners can't handle that damage. They can't walk through. They can't try to look for any stuns.
I can't even see frontliners. That's what Liquid is right now. They're just a big ball of mush that onic are running through.
Lord charging in. That's going to be a dash for the Tsunami. Snapping to the all-in onto him. That's Sanford with Throne Ruin, but it only lands onto again. As Sans is able to dash away with the brilliance. Now JP falling. Lutpi jumping around.
Sanford falls. It's all onic so far. Oh, but look at the HP bars. Kyrie gets jumped down by Carl, but Carl falls. It's just Sanji left. The Long Stallion facing off against 4.
For the first time in this series, the Cavalry will fall. Sanji taken out. It's a wipeout for the Sky Kings. They have a cannon minion in mid, and they will end it. The first strike for onic.
onic, Indonesia, come alive. First point on the board.
They desperately needed it in this series, and man, I'll tell you what, if you guys could hear the stadium erupt off this win, the morale boost for them might carry through the series, but it's just one game under the belt of onic. They still need 2 more to make it happen, and this is a check for TL to kind of readjust. They need to go ahead and readjust some things here desperately and in this game, because again, it was a tough one.
Again, nice Leo. Panel. This is something we've been talking about all the way from Swiss. It always seems like they're overthinking the drafts. It always seems like they're trying to go for the highest execution comps available instead of prioritizing simplicity when you have the players that you do. You have Kyrie, Keyboy, Sans, Lutpi, Skylar. You have the best team form in MPLID history. Yet you try to overthink, you try to go the extra mile when you don't have to. Play around your players.
And it seems like onyc's comfort trumps Liquid's comfort, at least in this game. And they can take it a game at a time to take us all the way, possibly. Not out of the woods just yet. It's 2-1, and Liquid's turn to adapt. It's their turn to evolve.
I was hoping that we would get a 5-game series, and this is a step in the right direction for that to happen. Let's throw it over to the panel to break down Game 3.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And I gotta say, Trex as well as Wolf, if this tells me anything, right, it reminds me back all the games in Swiss, and I feel like when the meta is like this, the #1 priority is gonna be Shred, right? The Lunox, the CC, whoever can take down front lines, that's the key in every draft right now.
And something that paired up so well with that was the heavy crowd control to give them that ability. Having something like the Ruby, having the Phobius in the offlane, able to hold TLPH still enough to where they can shred through.
I really like the first 3 picks coming up from onic Indonesia. We did say that it was a really good first 3 picks. For them, it's one of their better choices in the past 3 games. But the way that they executed it is kind of reminiscent of how onic ID has been dominant in their local leagues. And if they play like this, they're so confident, they are decisive, and they are always fast when it comes to the trigger. It will mean that it will be difficult for Team Liquid to react. Team Liquid have chosen to go for this Alice plus the Lancelot, which has been successful before, but you can really feel how slow it could get if the enemy has gotten the first few turtles over them.
I wonder if the coach is like, you know what? Don't imagine you're fighting against TLPH. Just imagine you're fighting against TLID.
Yeah.
And that gave them the confidence like, yeah, let's just kill him. Easy. TLID.
Shout out to TLAD and their
I'm not going to add anything to that, but I do know that that is a good mentality, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can just erase that aura that they exude. You know for sure that Team Liquid Philippines is a force to be reckoned with, but if you think about it as just any other team and execute accordingly, be comfortable in your own skin, you can actually be successful, and that's what we saw in that previous game. We saw how decisive onic ID can get if they do have their signature heroes. Keyboy on a catch-type hero. You can see Suns on the shred type of heroes, which will now make it so that even when the Alice is tanky enough, or if there's a frontliner like Nihailos, nobody is safe from the DPS that can come out from Suns.
Well, I'm not comfortable in my own skin. What about you, Trex?
I'm very comfortable in my own skin.
I can see why.
Because
a lot of advantages. I
you're driving miles. You measure with inches.
You know, there's a lot of advantages. Either ways, I'm not going to continue that one. We're going to be looking at the MVP here. Honestly, even I don't know who the MVP is going to be.
Kyrie had amazing.
They hear from the official, hey, it's Sans. And here's the thing, he 100% deserves it because Kyrie had an amazing game. Got a Maniac, a very good KDA, but I really feel like without this Lunox, it was not possible. If Lunox gets banned out somehow, they got to figure something else out.
5-0 and 14. Somebody has to keep track on how much kills per minute these two teams can do in their games and show us how good the Brawl meta is. But if you are playing like Suns in this particular game, going in for full penetration, full damage, and of course, playing so well because of how fast your teammates are also looking, it means that your GPM will really shoot up, even when you're a mid laner, even when you're technically a support for your team. Suns, I think that this guy, you know, when I do all my dream team, you know, when I interview a lot of pro players out there, and when I do my tier list, Suns' name will always come up, and he will always be considered as one of the best players out there. So far, the entirety of M7, this might be the only game where we can say that, yeah, finally, the Suns that we are all looking up to has now returned.
Yeah, not only does he pick a hyper-aggressive build, but also into his emblems, cooldown, Wilderness Blessing, wanting to move around and use skills as much as possible. And that was the goal here, pressure quickly and end the game faster.
Yeah, we're looking at the highlights here, and this is basically where onic ID, they're just saying like, what are we best at? And that's fighting. So let's just get a draft. We're fighting all the time. And I want to go back all the way from game one where I said what I want to see is they get a draft where they can fight at any moment, right? You don't really have to think, oh, we need conditions A, B, and C. We just go in and then hope for the best. And this is what I'm getting at with this kind of draft. The only, you know, quote-unquote difficult thing is really Kyrie. You want to make sure you're positioned well. You want to get your items. Everyone else, as long as I see someone, they're dying.
You know, I really got to give it up to the Kalea, the Ruby, and the Phobius. I think we're focusing a lot on Kyrie and Sans, but realistically, I think this heavy crowd control, triple crowd control meta in their hands is what really sealed the deal on this game. It completely puts a stop to the stampede that TLPH wants to bring, and we saw TLPH try to dive in a few times and just get immediately stopped in their tracks and taken out.
I mean, as a roamer, I love stun, so I'm not going to argue with you on that one. What about you, Wolf?
Yeah, you see also that not only do they have multiple stun composition, they also have a winning composition in their side lanes. Obviously, the Ruby does not outright win against the Esmeralda. In fact, some people will even argue that Esmeralda is better, but you don't lose your lane, unlike in the previous games where the side lanes of onic ID were struggling.
Looking at the itemization here, this is a pretty quick one. 11 minutes and 14 seconds, 21 kills to 5. If there's any game that they are comfortable, this is definitely one of them. But again, just like how our casters were talking about it, is that onic has now figured it out, but for Team Liquid, they've been playing standard, but now after seeing what onic did, it's on them to adjust. And I don't know, like, the Lunox will be a question mark whether Sans will get it again. I do want to see if onic, without that Lunox, what other shred options do they have?
You're definitely risking it. I mean, they could, I still think a Farza or something like that could do decent with this composition as long as they have protection around them.
Yeah.
My mind really goes into they were able to protect Kyrie and Sans. And as long as they can protect them, gold lane, maybe damage gold lane isn't as important. They don't need damage on anywhere else but Kyrie and Sans. And then it's just protect the guy with the ball, you know?
Yeah, I think for onic, maybe if the Lunox eventually gets banned or if it's like useless in the game. For example, there are no tanky heroes from Team Liquid that will make the Lunox powerful. Maybe a hero like the Lilia might appear for onic, or maybe even a Selena, with two heroes that are really good when it comes to compositions that don't require you to shred through, just unlimited amount of poke you're looking for, and at the same time, Sans plays it well.
Let me just say, because of this game, also gives another reason why I prefer picks like Ruby, like Phoveus, like Arlet over a Uranus. I know Uranus is strong. You kind of can't kill the guy, but at the same time, don't you just love all this crowd control, knock-up, displacement?
Yep.
That makes the game cooler.
I'm a fan over a lot of picks over Uranus all the time.
Most of the casters are pretty Uranus haters, huh?
I mean, I know
I'm not. I'm a Uranus enjoyer.
I know.
I even prefer Hylos because at least he has one stun.
See,
and he can
use Petrify.
Petrify
wait,
what?
Can
Petrify
you,
Uranus?
Petrify Uranus.
Do you know on the Hayabusa, if you use Oki Shadow Kill and Petrify, all of the people that got caught will get petrified.
Because they're all so close to you?
It's kind of like the same as Benedetta, you know?
Maybe if you have the macro that real need,
But then what lane would you play it in?
No, see, in my game of Brawl, that's the only time I was able to execute, and I'm like, oh, so that's how it works. Okay.
I find it hard to believe, but maybe you had the AI actually. I feel like.
Look, let me just say, if at any point Hayabusa gets some kind of revamp, where Muntan is saying, you know what, we want Hayabusa to be a support mid laner. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, at least it's not a 3-0. So now it's looking much more competitive because again, this is going to be an elimination match. And I believe when you're the champion, you kind of don't want to go down. But hey, before we even talk about that, we got to talk about our good friend. Because visiting us is here V, the cheerful buddy at the heart of Visa's biggest cultural moments. So, you know what, V, let me just ask you, do you have anything to say to the fans? Kumusta ang pagalang ko ay V? Ako ay mula sa Visa, ang brand na nagunay sa buong mundo, at ako ang inyong mapagkakatiwalang mascot. Ang aking tungkulin ay tulungan kayong magbayad ng mabilis, ligtas, at matalino. Pas mimili, paglalakbay o malilit na gastuin sa araw-araw. Kasama si V, lagi kayong panatag. Kaya naman sama-sama nating simulan ang mas praktikal at mas masayang cashless na buhay hanggang sa muli. So that's how it sounds like if Naisu is saying that.
Yeah. Naisu.
Did you feel like
you actually sound like Naisu? I mean V, you.
Yeah, V actually sounds like Naisu.
Actually sound like Naisu.
Tagalog with a mix of
built like him too, like
Florida.
The Florida energy?
Where are you from again?
Inches energy.
Where are you from again?
Florida. Oh.
Yeah, from Seattle.
Yeah, he's actually from Florida. Actually.
Yeah.
It is a real state. Yeah.
So it's a combination of the Philippines and Alabama. Shout outs to V, guys. He's the real MVP, and Visa is our official payment partner. Honestly, amazing. Even CC Immune made a quick debut there to spot with V. Where is he? Come back in.
There you go.
There you go.
Vanuya.
Ignore that he doesn't have a body. Yeah. Other than that, this is the perfect thumbnail for the M7 World Championship.
That's right.
Honestly.
All right, so take
One of the two things that we really like about the M7 World Championship, Sanford and V.
We love both. Both are amazing. I kind of feel like with the shred and crowd control kind of conversation, I actually want to talk a little bit more about the crowd control. But before that, we got to talk about the MLBB Academy, which has been fully upgraded. And here's the thing, you guys can get personal weekly reports to understand your strength and weaknesses, along with a complete match history. So every big moment is recorded. You can also rate the trending topics and share your perspective. Like, for example, we can have the topic, which one is more important, the shred or the crowd control? And you guys can contribute by letting us know what you guys think. The MLBB Academy is where you watch matches and understand your growth in MLBB. Now, the question is, where can you guys catch that? Well, you can check it out on the mobilelegends.com/academy. And of course, something to talk about as well is Magic Chess Go Go. Like, I gotta say, I'm a go banger, you know? I go, I bang. And for you guys, from now up until the 8th of February, reach level 45 in the Go One Pass to unlock the Yuzong Emerald Dragon for free. Purchase the Go One Pass to instantly unlock Yuzong's Go One skin, the Dragon Shade, and reach level 75 to unlock Yuzong's Prime skin, the Cosmic Dragon. And along the track, you guys can get the Yuzong piece as well to eventually upgrade all the way to 3 stars. So make sure you guys go while we bang. Speaking of crowd control, right? If not for the Ruby, what other gold laners that can actually contribute that? In ID, it was the Cho. I haven't seen Cho gold just yet.
Yeah, but are they going to ban a Ruby? I think the Ruby will.
I feel like
at least one more game. At least one more game, Ruby will slip through.
You know what? Maybe. Right now, I love streamers, right? So I want to see who is the top 3 co-streamers in terms of PCU viewers here on M7. And looks like it's a Zay Casting Channel and the CEO of Alter Ego, as well as Sitya Wande. I actually thought, I didn't thought that Code Delwyn would actually have higher than Sitya Wande.
That's 396,000, but
almost 400,000, yeah.
That deserves a double. Double is in the chat for all these streamers, man. They're keeping it.
Shout out to CEO of Alter Ego. He really needs to get that King Crab for the boys.
Yep.
I think Zay Casting is a Myanmar
maybe
caster, and that's what. Like, I saw something about him. He's been killing it, watching all the YG games and everything. So the Myanmar fans have been showing up.
And of course, again, shout outs to Mas Ade. Probably going to be hanging out with Mars, so we'll see how that one goes. But now I'm back to the question here. And yeah, as you said, there's a high probability that the Ruby will be ignored for at least another game. But if they do that, it will be match point for onic ID as well. And if onic ID wins this one, that's going to be a very interesting situation. They're not looking at you, by the way, so you could miss. You could miss? Okay, you didn't miss.
You did not miss. Yeah, and something that will definitely not miss is if we actually go to game number 5. But then again, it's going to be dependent on the draft. I think any other team out there, particularly Team Liquid, would wish that this will end at 4 games. But obviously, we got to have to look for our draft first.
All right, so we saw onic finally put some hope in the fans, hope in themselves. Now, I know the talk has been all shred, but still, for me, I think crowd control is the key here. They need to find an answer to the advance of TL, and as long as they can do that, it's going to be huge. Now, let's jump into game number 4's draft. LaFell, anything big you're looking for here?
Nope.
Well, not even me and you right now. It's me and you, big boy.
I guess. For expanding rivers, I would want to see a lot of action. Sora being banned out. Team Liquid at the first phase. Might go for, are going to be eyeing for Eve if it will not be banned out by onic.
Yeah.
But then again, they can always just go for the Luigi. So maybe they will still go for the Isijin first pick. Team Liquid.
Yeah, they are up front this time on blue side. Eve gets banned out.
Sora. Oh, sorry, Ben. Sorry.
Sora's banned.
I think you would want to go Yizenshin now if you're Team Liquid. That's what that is the trend that we have seen from both of these teams. But you also have the Claude, which so far has not been the priority for any other series, but in this particular series, it's Oheb and Skylar.
It's kind of like the teams are saying, boo, marksman, boo, boo.
Well, they banned it in game 1, right?
That's right. So I think this is just between Yi Sun-shin or
Boo-ish. Well, there's the Claude.
There's the Claude.
Can we see Skylar on that Freya, but this time actually making it work?
Yep, decent Shin and or Leomord Freya could be good, but Yi Sun-shin or actually Cho Freya would be good. Okay.
Hey, if it works, right?
I think you can even go as far that second phase if it's open. Just pick up the Ruby against the Claude again.
I agree.
Anytime it dives in, boom, catch it for a second.
That's right. Team Liquid though. What if they pick up the Luyi this time with the Claude? That's a good combo.
Yep,
And
very
then
annoying.
Maybe they don't go Lance out anymore. Maybe they're the ones to go for the Leomord. So Leomord Luyi, that could be a good pickup, but at the same time, this could be as simple as a... Okay! Fred and Varsa.
Rock.
Now you don't necessarily want to go Kalea here.
Is it crazy for them to go for something like a CC?
It's not crazy at all because they really like that hero.
And it's good against the Fred. In a way, you can deal with the Claude. They go for the Grok.
Go for the Grok. I think it gives you some turtle priority once you get to level 4. It helps. It's one of the few heroes that can get up close and personal with the Fredrin and still crowd control him without getting taunted. I think it's a decent answer to the Fredrin and the Farza. So you get kind of 2 answers here.
Yeah.
I still, if possible, I want some kind of diver, maybe like a Lapu, just to make sure that Sanji does not have a good time. But again, if it's not broken, why fix it? If they want to go for Phobias, Ruby, or any kind of crowd control of that nature, then I think it's still going to be all right. Oh, they banned the Lapu. Honestly, that's pretty good too.
Okay, because this is the Exodia lineup from Team Liquid. They eventually will just get somewhere along the lines of a Hylos, of a if against the Grok, they will pick up typically the Hilda. Hilda is actually pretty good here for Team Liquid. And I'm sure that
onic maybe bans it?
Yeah, onic just needs to ban it. But what else? You don't have the Yuzhong. Maybe Esmeralda could be the ban here for Coach Ali, or maybe Alice.
Yeah, considering that they do have the Lunangs, I kind of don't want them to ban all these tanky heroes, Uranus, Esme, and such.
Yeah.
Especially if they want it, they can take it for themselves. Esme, not Uranus.
Or maybe they're
But they banned
gonna Hilda. I think that's such a good ban. The alternative for Team Liquid typically will be the Khalid up against this Grok, but you also have that Gatot-Kacha. In fact, Team Liquid can even go back to the Arlet for Sanford.
I think we see the Ruby again.
Actually, I'm kind of worried about that because TL could go for that Arlet, and if TL does not have a good game in, I would say, the first 6 minutes, then maybe Onic can snowball just like in game number 3.
Yeah. They need to pick an XP lane that can also be played in the gold lane here to keep it really, really flexible. What else do you come with? I think they have to pick up the Alice now.
About Glue? Alice though, yeah, for Onic you mean?
Yeah, for Onic.
It's actually not bad.
Esmeralda can also work, but Alice might be the best option.
Anything solid with a little bit of crowd control, Esmeralda. And now they still have the flex option in the gold lane if they want to go fighter, depending on whether TLPH.
Arlet, I'm thinking Arlet here for Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Arlet, and then
either Arlet Gatot or Arlet Khalid, both look pretty good.
Yep.
You know, for the first time, it feels like Onic is ahead in some of these drafts. Like, they're actually the ones putting pressure on what TLPH needs to pick here. They found the magic answer, which is that YSS and that Lunox, and immediately puts them in this position of, oh, wait, we're now with the wheel.
Arlet Chip or Arlet Chip would be good as well, but I think the safest play is Gatot-Kacha and then the Arlet. Alice might also be an option for Team Liquid, but seeing as they already have the Claw, they typically would want to go for something that can actually allow them to have a lot of plays. There's the Gatot-Kacha, and now they go to Rizla. I have been talking about this hero for the past few games, but now it's picked up. There is a potential for another shred here for Onic. They can go carry.
Which it is a bit risky going up against the Farsa, but other than that, carry is pretty good. Skylar just dodges Fed the S-Strike. You know, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Just dash away from the meteors.
Yeah. Ruby's the safest option, but I feel like
I still think, yeah, you keep it safe. I think you go Ruby. I think you just rely on Kyrie and Loopy to output the damage.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Ruby. I like Ruby. She's actually pretty nice.
But they can also go Uranus, actually. Oh,
this is a Gold Lane Lunox. Gold Lane Lunox. Again, this is
worth it.
This is why I bring it up. I mean, here's the thing. That Gold Lane Lunox was very unfair for the opponent. If Skylar can replicate that, ooh boy. In fact, not ooh boy. Ooh. Oh, you guys are not gonna reply to that? You guys are no fun. Either ways, onic against TL here. TL going back to the old-fashioned route. And now onic, they answer with this Luyi. They answer with the Gold Lane Lunox. Is this enough? Can this actually take down a TL? We're throwing it over to our casters, Mirko, Leo, as well as a Naisu. Now it's your ground.
We will take it away, and this is about as Uno reverse card as you can get through the draft here. That was great planning that we saw towards the end of the draft. I like it too, man. Again, this is still a do or die situation for onic. Yes, they had a dominating previous game, game 3. Can they keep it together here to get to a game 5?
I agree with the panel. Naisu, Leo, they were a step ahead finally in the drafts against TLPH. Like, TLPH, I would say they've been really dictating the entirety of the series in game 1, game 2. Then game 3 came along, a motivation booster, and somehow it also motivated Adi and CW because finally we're seeing some of those creative picks come back for onic. Already JP having to use Revitalize.
This is very emblematic of their performance in game number 3. You try to steal away these little resources from JP, and you take away the early playmaking advantages Liquid is known for. Sans,
the wall
Sans flying away. Oh!
The last one didn't land, man. But again, that's a flicker and a Revitalize now.
Just gonna say another resource taken out. You know, I'm sure Sanji was a little worried there too himself. We'll take a look at the emblems here for this match again across the board. You still got that Terizla there, a little bit of reduced cooldowns for him, but still nonetheless the same tanky Terizla. I know Wolf was mentioning the Terizla plus that Gatakacha there, so they come through, and this is going to be mainly that front line that obviously helps the Fredrin in the hands of Carl TZ. This is going to be a much different game for Carl TZ, but it's not a foreign game, man. He's played the Fredrin so many times up to this point.
In this very stadium with a Fredrin in his hands, he won his 2nd World Championship. Let's talk about the Gold Lane matchup. A genius stroke here by onic to switch it up. We could have sworn mid lane was going to be Lunox.
Oh, Will with the turtle up. They're going to go for the control here, so both Gold Lane are staying up top, but Keyboy not having the tech charge just yet. They're going to have to fight for this.
Shocker from Kai. JP already using Revitalize very, very early on as Carl holds onto it. Sanford is getting poked down to a quarter of his health, but it goes and regions back to half. Carl claims the turtle for free. onic do not want no smoke.
Our panel referred to this in a couple of matches back, talking about how Liquid was playing very Filipino in the Swiss, but now they've reverted back, and to their advantage, look at this. They push onic deep into their tier 1, and I don't know how this whole readjustment of pace is going to affect the Sky Kings.
That's why I love best of 5s, man. You know, when we get into a best of 5, you see very different kind of play styles and obviously compositions throughout those games, and that's been the story here so far. Now that we've got to game 4 with this, again, this is a bit of a different game plan for Team Liquid, and they can go ahead and play for mainly objectives, at least for right now, because, again, their ultimates that are going to be available for fighting into those objectives, especially when we get to Lord territory, is going to be a little bit tough for onic, I feel like, to deal with. You got to avoid the penalty zone, you got to avoid, of course, the feathered airstrike constantly, and then trying to get away or run away from an AOG from JP are all part of the plan. But even on the flip side, onic has a lot of utility themselves. A tech charge, man, that's probably been one of the most impactful ultimates we have seen throughout M7. This Grok is sometimes unstoppable, man. And so in the hands of Keyboy, that's who you want it to be with. Keyboy is known to being a playmaker, and when he gets roams like this, these heroes, you can pretty much count on him to go ahead and set things up for onic to shine on.
All Liquid has to answer back is, in my opinion, that penalty zone. You can't rely on the AOG. The AOG is for re-engaging. The AOG is for saving the back line sometimes. Fortunately, OHEB has a Purify, something that they really didn't rock in the series prior, that ended in 11 minutes. So now Liquid understand, oh, onic is playing with fire. We have to respect what the Sky Kings have on the Tempo Breaker game. Turtle spawning, it's Lutpi just scouting out. I wonder if he knows that there's 4 here.
Yeah, it has to be a double whammy with the AOG, right? It has to be a penalty zone first, and then maybe an AOG.
Turtles up. Looks like it could just go in the hands of TL here. They're looking for something else.
Yeah, they're looking for a trade, but Sanford's able to escape there with a flicker out, even with the tech charge coming in. 2 turtles now for Team Liquid.
Taking it slow.
Yep.
Liquid is trying to step on the brakes and the clutch to change gears at the same time, while onic are just going by. Yes, we're not getting any kills, but in my opinion, if this continues, this should benefit the Cavalry. Because again, they're waiting for OHEB to come online.
This is the, you know, the old way of doing things, basically, when we were back in the utility meta.
The old way.
Yeah, it's the old way, right? It's going back to how things were with the Fredrin. Not the unbreakable they were looking for.
Respect, dispersion, rotation. JP can be caught here, has the AOG, won't be canceled, and he gets out with the Revitalize as well.
All right, so he tried to make a play, not going to happen, able to get away, but also pop the Revitalize again, so there's a whole lot of that happening where, you know, onic gets something out. But again, look at this. The gold lead is pretty much gone. It's not really anything big.
Dissipated.
It's dissipated. Dude, this is the thing they want to watch out for, though. That first item from Skylar was the Divine Glaive. He's keeping up with OHEB in terms of gold, farming up. So if a fight does break out, Skylar is actually going to have enough damage on this Linux to kind of burst the right targets down if he needs to. So that's something why we're seeing why Team Liquid kind of wants to take things. OHEB.
Damage. Oh my god, he just popped OHEB!
Big damn!
Mountain Shocker and the last shot from Skylar picks up first blood for onic, and they transition into a possible conversion, but it won't happen because Sanji was there. Lutpi try to steal red tree from Carl.
Not even surprised. The most surprised person here is OHEB. He wasn't expecting Kyrie to be in that brush, and there's no amount of lifesteal nor regen from Demon Hunter Sword, which he doesn't even have yet at 6 minutes, that could save you from that kind of burst.
That's why I was saying, you know, Skylar picking up that Divine Glaive is just devastating to deal with. He is going to have some poke, though, but still, he's got to be cautious, and that's the whole game plan here for OHEB. Scale up, get to that Trinity. Usually, we have been seeing that before that 10-minute mark for them, but with this turtle coming up, AOG
with an airstrike now. Oh, so much damage on Sanji. Tries to go for the dispersion, but it's not enough to get him enough shielding to escape there. Sanford now holding the lines, has the penalty zone. Lutpi trying his best to create an angle for Kyrie to walk up now. Mountain Shocker lands on Sanford. A traceless back, Carl TZ on the turtle. This looks free. There's no way for onic to really walk in unless Keyboy gets a big tech charge, and that won't happen. Perfect turtle for the GOAT.
A little bit of a silver lining on Liquid's part, given that they got 100% of the turtles. But still, that gold lane situation is just getting worse. They lost that tier 1, and they're going to have to find something else on the map. Keyboy, you're not going to survive. Tech charge gets a shield, he's fine.
Keyboy got away. Skylar caught in the midst of it all. Pops into Brilliance in time as Lutpi holds them down. Penalty zone from Sanford.
Looking for a taunt, not going to need it. Skylar falls. Liquid happy with what they got.
Well, they force a fight or a response from onic. They get a couple of flickers down, and right now TL looks to continue to put pressure under there and between the tier 1 and tier 2 turret. But man, I'm surprised that Keyboy, you know, for the most part survived that. That was a kind of aggressive play from Sanford, but that's kind of what you expect here, especially when you're on a Terizla. So it's back to the basics right now as OHEB goes and farms up and continues to scale up.
Liquid now kick it into 3rd gear. They're moving up in the world, no longer on scouting duty, again, despite, I think, one of their major problems, and they blast Skylar out of the sky!
What is going on here? The amount of burst. No, Sanford.
Tech charge. Getting on Sanford. It's Kyrie who picks up the kill, so it ends up being 1-1, but a taunt in the bottom lane lands on Lutpi. OHEB doesn't want to go in.
All right, what I'm saying, better that Liquid surprises onic, because Liquid has, compared to what onic is playing with, 0 vision. What can you do? Throw a BMI into a bush? Randomly throw spells out of Sanji?
Yeah.
Send JP, send Carl, send Sanford to check these bushes? So no, compared to the Mountain Shocker, compared to the random spells Sans can throw out, even Skylar's relatively free. Yeah. As long as you know that there's no crowd control in there, you can brilliance your way out of safety. So Team Liquid, vision is their #1 enemy, and I think for the past 8 minutes they've been battling that. Lost once again, that kill onto OHEB.
Yeah.
Deserve to do that. I think if they continue down this path, they should be fine.
Well, Lord's up here. Look at the rotation happening here on this side, though. They want to potentially try to make a play. JP's charging up the Unbreakable.
Uh-oh, Kai going to be caught. Diversion trying to get him away from the airstrike there on Kai. He gets taken out by JP in time, but the diversion saves Sans. Ludwig goes in alone. Carl TZ on the Lord.
They tried to get him out of there with the diversion, but it was just too late. And so now this opens a window to take the Lord here.
A play with 100% conviction. Liquid were all in on that one sequence, and they took Kyrie out. The flicker from Sanji and the Federer airstrike was enough. Now Carl TZ able to secure the Lord. Keyboy just setting it up. Did not have to commit. Tech charge out of there.
Great plays. Again, this is what TL looks to do when they can capitalize on getting a pick off, on making a play across the map, and they made the timing perfect for them. Now, this is just a bit of a lead for them, 2,000 gold ahead. They've got the Lord in their favor. Onyx lineup will still let them defend it pretty well and potentially set things up around Keyboy's tech charge. Now that it's available, they just have to play this right. And part of this too, again, with Skylar being on this Lunox, that was flexed throughout the draft. You know, you're gonna have to start to pay that stock pretty much. And he's got damage. They clear out the Lord. You can see that. They deal with it well. They take the diversion. They go for Sanford.
Penalty zone on the AOG there. Sansa able to flicker out the safety before the Unbreakable gets to him. Sanford taking low. Keyboy, no tech charge. Gonna be locked down. Appraiser's Wrath having to flicker out. Keyboy. Oh, they'll keep their Holy Shields alive for now, but that's a big cannon minion to take the Holy Shield down in the mid lane.
Liquid wasn't playing Onic, they were playing the map, distracting the Sky Kings from defending and stopping the forward momentum of those minions in mid. Now top lane gonna be up next. Thankfully, they got a minute left on Holy Shield, so bottom and top should be safe. OM commits Grand Theft Orange. There really isn't much that this squad has been doing except for taking down turrets in the past 11 minutes, so they're fine. Liquid, they're comfortable where we are in the mid game.
This is a great pickup here now for Skylar, as I was mentioned. He's got his Holy Crystal now with the Divine Glaive, so he's going to be a pretty big threat in terms of damage, but look at the gold gap between him and Oheb. Oheb has been farming like a madman. Just absolutely. So Oheb's got his Trinity. JP providing that vision, like we were talking about, it's crucial for TL's lineup to work, and they want to put pressure around this purple buff.
Now this kind of vision is aggressive. They're coming in!
Penalty zone of the AOG. Ludwig goes in for falling. Sarmu gets disintegrated by Oheb! And now it's Keyboy holding the lines. That's a 10 charge landing on 4, but a Purify comes out as Carl's able to taunt him down. Keyboy taking low, going down. Oheb with a blazing duet gets 2 as Kai trades for it with a tier 2.
2 kills for Kiel1. Up top, Kyrie making some leeway for Onic ID, so nothing comes for free. The long lane is taken care of. Onic ID, despite the 5,000 gold gap, I'd say can still dance. I think they can still partake 30 seconds from now because of the singular factor that is the Mountain Shocker. And of course, the diversion, because if in case they were losing, they can just skedaddle.
Yeah, the diversion is always going to be a big component that any team that has a Luyi can play around with. We're gonna look at the replay for this. Again, penalty zone starting things up. Oheb popping up the damage like we mentioned. And this is, you know, unfortunate for Onic because they just didn't have the members for this fight, right? You have Kyrie pushing into what he can. Sans earlier was part of this. Whoa, Lord is up. They're gonna fight for this before.
And for penalty zone into the back. Kyrie able to trace a Sanford again, jumps in, and that's the hammer down from JP.
JP closing off the exit. Keyboy with a tech charge. That is a desperation move as Onic retreat.
Blazing Duet canceled earlier. They're still able to kite back, but they've lost Kyrie. And look at the timing. It couldn't have been worse for Onic. The Lord spawns in the Land of Dawn.
Almost clairvoyant-like game sense on Sanji. One might look at the angle and say, why would you take the Federer strike far away that way? But no, he was reading where Onic was going. And that was almost just as important as all the damage on Kyrie that took him out of the equation, that keeps him going. Lord for Onic, what's not gonna be done? Liquid takes it and take down Keyboy too.
Buy one, get one, Lord, and a free Keyboy.
Oh man,
in the lane.
That's unfortunate. For, you know, Onic now, Keyboy up in about less than 20. They're gonna have to face the fact that these base turrets might fall here.
Actually, what were they doing down there?
I have no idea.
Was Onic hoping that maybe Kyrie could catch up and then they could snatch a little free Lord? They're inside the base, mid lane cracks.
In the base here, Lord is making his way down into that mid lane, and Keyboy will be up for this defense. Does it all end here with almost a 9,000 gold lead for Team Liquid as they approach the base?
OHEB with the BMI backwards, Ludwig holding in on the Lord right now. They can still go for the defense. They have Sans, they have Skylar, they've dealt with it now. Feather airstrike in the bottom lane. That's going to be OHEB going for the siege as tech charge gets used defensively for Keyboy. AOG! Kai gets out with the Traceless. And that's it. TL say, all right, let's back.
Slowly does it as Liquid is aware that there is no wave up top to push for the inevitable 3-lane push. The waves have not equalized, so they're going to go look at this Lord coming up in about 100 seconds, a minute and 40. And this is correct, resources for onic, but they're just not in a position to find those fights anymore. When was the last time we saw Sans pull off a diversion that actually did something?
Honestly,
I don't even remember it. Not a single time, I feel.
He tried. He tried to save, you know, a couple of his teammates here and there, but ultimately I feel like Sans has essentially not been able to do much on this Luigi pick. You know, yes, there's been a couple. Oh no, Kyrie, is he going to be in trouble here? Loopy's there around the corner.
Baton is short. Sanford doesn't want to go for the penalty zone, but look at Sanji.
That push up top.
Airstrike. 1-2, Skylar! Brilliance! And that's it. I thought for some reason Sanji was going to flicker in there to look for the kill.
Seen it too many times.
The very last microsecond, he could have clicked the brilliance, yes, but Sanji knows better. Again, that's 120 seconds compared to the 20-something that is the Feather airstrike, so play for the Lord.
And that's the thing, man. Sanji just picked up, his last item was the Divine Glaive, and that's why you see that amount of damage coming through. He's been very good at landing those feathered airstrikes and zoning out. So now it's just onic. Like, if they're in this situation where they're 9,000 behind, this Lord is coming about 30, you have to start to think, are they in even a fighting position? Most likely they give up the Lord and they try to base defense here. But I'm just worried about this lineup because so far it hasn't shown much. I mean, they've been reacting to what TL's thrown at them.
Uh-oh. Lidby, caught on the taunt, and the hammer swings of Sanford. He's still very tanky, though, as long as it's not OHEB or Sanji, he can take the beating.
Major problem for Onyx lineup. Again, I hate to say it at 16 minutes, but I'm sure our panel alluded to this one way or another. There's very little range. Onyx can only really go mid to short, and then they gotta go long to reset with that diversion and then come back in. So unless they can find that, unless they can force Liquid to fight in that short of a range, in the mud basically, Liquid's not having any of this.
Yeah, that's why this is such a risk here. Lord looks like it's just going to be quickly worked and secured unless Keyboy tries, but no. Tech charge though.
On Sanji, it's going to be Sans. Oh, he hits the wall. Penalty zone locks him down. Sans with a mistake call. Teasy with a punish. Kai with a traceless backwards. Blazing duet from OHEB.
That's a Boy Scout attempt on Skylar from the angle, but Ludwig falls. Liquid finding them, dropping them one by one. Keyboy up next.
Just one member left for onic for the Sky Kings, and it's Kai. Can he do it? No, he cannot. Sanji silences onic, and they silence Tennis Indoor Sanayan. The Sky Kings fall beneath the charge of the cavalry marching through the Golden Road.
Two champions met in the arena of Tennis Indoor Sanayan, and only one can move forward, and that's Team Liquid.
Something about these hollowed halls here in Jakarta, Indonesia, awaken something in these gentlemen. They've all been here. They've all won here. But today, they've done something none of us thought they would do this early on in the tournament. They drop onic Indonesia.
And it's just like MSC 2025. The repeat happens again. It's TL with game 1, game 2, match point. onic getting a quick game in, and then TLPH be like, all right, fun in games is over.
You can see it here, you know, them feeling pretty good about that game. I mean, the series in general, of course, tough to see. There's the hug between the GOAT and Kyrie. It was a tough match, and it's tough to see what the result always is for onic Indonesia.
But thinking about what's going on in the minds of the Sky Kings, of Kyrie specifically, he said he's lost so many times and none of this phases him anymore. GG, well played to onic Indonesia. Thank you for putting on a match. Thank you for being here for us in M7.
Again, a phenomenal performance here from Team Liquid. Just to go ahead and make this happen again, you look at the highlights here through this game, and they started strong. They responded to onic, wanted to throw at them. Again, they started slow. This is what the lineup and composition does with a Fredrin, right? It's utility jungle. You go ahead, build up slow, you let your Claude scale. Meanwhile, Claude has kind of been slept on a little bit through the drafts. Well, now he comes through, and again, this fits perfectly in this composition.
This is the right response after what happened in Game 3. Liquid read into that and said, we can't lose a draft like that anymore. This ends now.
It feels like onic in the game, complete 180 from the draft. They were creative, they were looking for those picks, but in the game, they played it safe all throughout.
Well, again, congratulations, TL. Let's go ahead and throw it over to the host on stage for the winning interview.
With pride, they represented the host country as champions. But unfortunately now, they have to bow out of the competition. Terima kasih, onic Indonesia, for that valiant effort.
Yes, guys, and now on the brighter note, the winner of our second elimination match of the day, Tennis Indoor Senayan. Give it up for Team Liquid! Boys, an amazing match. But to Carl TZ, many people thought that this matchup between you and Kyrie, as well as onic ID, would be in the grand finals. And unfortunately, it just had to be in the lower bracket. How did you feel when you learned about this matchup actually?
Nung una po, nagulat din po ako kasi talagang expected kami talaga sa finals. Pero ganun talaga, dami talaga nangyari. Iba sa, sa stage na talaga. And masaya lang ako na nanalo kami.
He said at first he was also shocked because he did expect to meet onic ID in the grand finals. But you know, that's tournament life. You don't know what could happen on stage, and when it happens, one just has to continue their journey.
The beauty and the despair of the tournament, right? The ups and downs of the tournament, but you still were able to push through. Now for OHEB, a lot of people are talking about, every single person is talking about the possibility of you guys completing your golden road. Now, the thing is, this time around, it will be a little bit more tricky, considering that you guys will have to do it from the lower brackets. Now, for OHEB in particular, you've been able to achieve this in M3. Do you think that you can do it here again?
Yung run sa lower bracket, sobrang nakakapagod talaga. And ayaw sana namin siyang maulit kasi araw-araw na laban, sobrang nakakapagod, lalo sa mental namin. Pero ang gusto talaga namin ma-pull off tong golden run at makuha yung M7. Wala na kaming pake kahit anong mangyari, kahit anong pagod, kahit anong sacrifice, bibigay na namin lahat para makuha lang namin to.
He said that as much as possible, he actually didn't want the lower bracket run to be the run that they will be having this M7 because it's very straining on a player having to play every single day in a back-to-back match. It's even more straining on the mental state because they have to go through so much. But he said he doesn't care whatever challenges comes his way. He just wants to pull off that golden road run. Wow, 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 OHEB. And of course, Carl, you were able to do it too back in the M2. Now, on your end, how confident are you that you will be able to do the same thing in M2 this time around in M7?
Siguro po ngayon yung nararamdaman ko, very confident kasi kakapanalo lang namin sa onic and alam kong sila yung isa sa pinakamalakas dito sa tournament kaya very confident talaga.
That is very confident, especially after the win up against onic. It gave them a momentum boost because they know that onic ID is one of the stronger opponents this M7 World Championship, Eterna.
Now, speaking of stronger opponents, we're gonna go back to OHEB. All right, because your next matchup will be Turkey's representative, Aurora Gaming, and just like you guys, right? They almost took down SRG, the Giants of Malaysia. Now, we're curious to know what your thoughts are on this team. What do you think about Aurora Turkey?
Personally, tingin ko po sila talaga yung dark horse ngayong tournament. Like mga past tournaments, lagi talaga namin sila nakakalaban. At isa rin talaga sila sa contender. Feel ko lalaruin lang namin kung ano yung nilaro namin kanina and kung paano kami nag-prepare. Pero mas better. Feel ko ganun ta.
He said that Aurora Turkey is definitely the dark horse for him this tournament, and he won't deny it. They're very strong as they've met in previous tournaments as well. But the gameplay that they'll be putting up against Aurora Turkey is the gameplay that they did with onic, but even better. And of course, study the opponent even better. Carl, what about you? Going up against Aurora Turkey, are you excited for that?
Opo, excited din ako makalaban sila. Tapos alam ko yung capabilities nila kasi sa MSC nakalaban namin sila and respetuhin namin sila.
That is excited, and he's met them in MSC. They know what they are capable of. You know what, Carl Tizzy, despite playing in Indonesian home ground, I see so many of the Cavalries were actually supporting TL. Is there anything you want to say to perhaps the buff that came to support you all the way from the Philippines?
Thank you sa lahat ng pumunta dito. Thank you sa mga sumupport. And shout din sa girlfriend ko na pumunta pa.
Is that thank you to everybody who came, thank you for supporting, and of course, shout out to the girlfriend who flew all the way from the Philippines.
That was beautiful, Carl. We're still hearing the support coming in here in the arena, ladies and gentlemen. And while they celebrate their success today and prepare for their match tomorrow, we're going to throw it over once again back to the panelists to break down that game.
Thank you very much, Rose, as well as Eterna. And yeah, Team Liquid still looking very strong. And again, the final boss of the M7. Well, yeah, they're going through the lower brackets. We heard from Oheb say that they would prefer not to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games, you know, mentally it is going to be straining. But hey, it is what is it. Speaking of, Trex, onic didn't have a lot of crowd control, huh?
They did not. And, you know, I know we were hyping it up, but I was not a fan of the Lu Yi swap at the end there. I think they had the full package. They could have put a lot of other options. Like I mean, I know the Ruby. I'm going to say it again. I mean, I think that would have been the answer. It would have stopped. It would have done well against the Fredrin. But, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. In the end, that's what's the difference between champions and people who aren't champions. That's the difference between winners and losers at this point. And right now, TLPH drafted better. They kept their composure, and they were able to get the win.
And here's the thing, Wolf, where this is not the first time we see something like this, right? You already have a winning formula. So how about you change it, right? And it's not an onic exclusive thing. It's just almost every team, they do that. And sometimes it can be a bit frustrating.
It is definitely frustrating. I think that it is totally different from our side of the table to their side, their own desks, wherein they're under a lot of time pressure, and there's 5 people who are, you know, different ideas, even 7 if you count in the coaches, like 7 different ideas on what to take, and then eventually you make this decision where, okay, let's pick up this Lu Yi that eventually did not have as much effect as the Lu Yi that we saw from Sanji. And it's not mainly because of the player who played it, but it's because of the matchup. I think Farsa versus Lu Yi is so Farsa-sided, and you can see that there is no actual hero that they can put into that teleport, unlike the previous time where there is that Sora that they can use for the Sora delivery kind of play.
And honestly, like, even though the Terizla was picked after the Lu Yi, but even if somehow Sanji had a bad game, that Terizla could have stopped quite a few diversions, so they couldn't run away in the first place. But I feel like we're just going to keep it simple when it comes to analysis. If they just keep on Ruby Goat lane and then having that Lunox in mid, we might have had a very different game, especially considering the Ruby could have stopped the Fredrin, the Terizla.
I mean, could have just essentially in Turtle Pit, it would have helped them get so much advantage, mainly for the Fredrin.
Well, we're going to be looking at the MVP for this one, and could go on to anyone. Sanford had an amazing game. Sanji had an absolutely amazing game. You know, shout outs to the San duo. It looks like it is going over to Sanford 2-1-9. By Realme here. And again, Sanford, he was doing quite well in lane. The scary part is when he gets out of lane.
Yeah, that's generally what happens, especially when you put Sanford in a hero that he can actually make the plays with. Going for Inspire, actually, with a Flicker, obviously, to make him so active around the map, and when he is running around, you can see and expect that there will be a lot of plays in favor of Team Liquid Philippines. In the last moments, we saw that the big clashes went in favor of Team Liquid because of how fast they were and how decisive they were. Because the thing with Terizla and Fredrin together is that they kind of alley-oop things to each other. You can start with the initiation onto the Terizla, and then the Fredrin comes in. But you can also start with the Fredrin first, and then the Terizla. That is such a good combination and synergy that they have because of the nature of the heroes. And you always have that knock-up and those small crowd control that can come out of Fredrin to eventually help Sanford in initiating.
And Sanford does such a good job at not only being the first engager, but the second or third engager. You know, whether he wants to help his team get away, he has the full package when it comes to being an EXP laner, and he can be the aggressive person or just the support. And I think on something like this, no, he's not securing a bunch of kills. He's only 2-1-9, but he is consistently there in every team fight, catching the opponents when he needs to.
You know what's interesting as we're going to be looking at the highlights? It's kind of like Team Liquid saying like, hey, you guys actually have a good idea. How about we do it? Right? Where this time the crowd control is coming from the Terizla, the Gatot, as well as the Frederick. So it's kind of like, we're going to do the same, a bit different, but still the same.
It's, yeah, we call it the Exodia here for Team Liquid. It's like, they just swap up some of the pieces, but essentially when they get this kind of lineup with the Frederick on top of the Farsa, and then it's either just Lapu-Lapu or the Yuzhong, and now it's, in this case, it's going to be the Terizla, and then whatever JP uses to counter the opposing center coming out from the opponents. In this case, Gatot Kacha versus the Grok, which is every time the Grok initiates, you just have the Gatot Kacha. That's the Exodia formula, and they just know how to execute this properly.
You know, there's almost never a time that a call is missed on the side of TLPH. Every time one of them engage, everyone else is on point with it. Sanji almost always hits. Comparative to where onic in this last play, you see the tech charge coming way wide. The rest of the team doesn't follow up, and that I think is the big difference. One of the major differences between these two teams is TLPH is an oiled machine where one player pops a skill, the next one comes in, Sanji rolls up, drops down the feathered airstrike, and it is always a great combo from everybody.
I get what you mean. It's like their synergy is so good because they essentially complete each other's sentences. Think about it.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Because what we see is a fluid motion coming up from Team Liquid Philippines where they catch each other every time they try to initiate, but there's always going to be someone to finish the kill. And that's the reason why they're continuously winning.
I mean, like, it really does look like onic was getting desperate there, and I kind of can't blame them being put in this situation going up against TL. Which, by the way, I should have said this much earlier, but also shout-outs to oheb because it's clear that he loves onic, you know, in his expressions, hugging everyone, you know, after the victory. It's great to win, but at the same time, you gotta crush someone else's dreams to be where you're at.
That's just how it is. On the way, I mean, I'm sure the Team Liquid would have loved to face onic Indonesia in the deeper into the tournament, the grand finals perhaps, but there's still more challenges to be had. Like Aurora Turkey, for example, as their next opponents, they're not too shabby at all. I think that will be such an interesting matchup.
Same.
And you know, I want to go back to oheb because it's true. This guy has been through the ringer before he got into the, you know, from Blacklist to now, from M3 to now, he's had to go into MDL, back and forth, has been, you know, and when he joined this team, for me, I felt like it was the perfect fit. I felt like his aggression matched up well with the rest of the team, and then the meta went to a place where, oh, we got some fighter gold lanes, oheb is in peak. I mean, this is his time to truly shine here in this meta, in this M7, in Jakarta.
Honestly, even the change for the fighter emblem, changing from spell vamp to a hybrid lifesteal, I kind of feel like it's kind of good for a lot of gold laners because they're like, I can use a marksman and a fighter. I gotta say, for me as a tank, I find that a bit annoying. But hey, what do I know? I know about Fairy. Now that's something that I know because the Fairy Games app is the place to create and host a room to play 1v1 online with your friends, colleagues, enemies, parents, and eSport club members. Stand a chance to win the M7 Tribute Rings, the MLBB Diamonds, new MLBB skins. Download the Fairy Games app now and register your MLBB ID to start playing. It's free until the 25th of January, which is 3 days from now. So, limited time. Get on it. Speaking of getting on it, make sure you guys get the Gatot Kacha skin as well. And it's for free. You just got to make sure that on the M7 Battle Pass, you go all the way to level 45 for you guys to get the Gatot Kacha Solar Spark skin. So essentially just play the game, get your level high enough, in fact go all the way to 75, and you basically get everything that you want. A little bit more, you can get the figurine as well, but you know, that's on you.
It's a beautiful figurine.
You're a beautiful figurine.
Thank you. Inches, baby.
Oh, look at it.
Miles over kilometers.
I do have to say, I don't dare do that, but I respect you for it because it actually looks pretty cool.
Yep.
After this, though, Selangor Red Giants going up against Aurora again, but this time coming in from the Philippines. So that's going to be an interesting match. It's going to be the upper bracket, no elimination, but winning means you go to the grand final. So thank you very much, Wolf, Trex, me, LaFell.
Thank you, LaFell.
We're going for a break, but when we return, that's going to be the upper bracket. We'll see you guys, SRG against Aurora.
The peonies bloom as they once did, and my aspiration remains unchanged by time. Flowers bloom across the land, and our celestial city thrives in an era of peace. Beside still waters, I commune with memories, sharing a silent toast with the ghosts of my past.